Welcome to this week's episode of It's Just a Dream podcast. As always, I'm Eric, and tonight we got a special guest, Megan, from Hargrove Internet Radio with us.
The most special guest.
Yeah, the heart of Hargrove Radio.
That's true.
I'm the technical guy. Brandon's the
mouth.
name.
Yeah, the name. That's and the mouth, but he's also the name.
Yes.
I'm gonna ash in my coffee cup if I don't move it. That would be funny, but it's a real good cup of coffee.
Yeah. I'm gonna go all Twin Peaks. That is one damn fine cup of coffee.
You remember in Elf when he went to the place that was the world's best cup of coffee? The sign said world's best cup of coffee. It's just a saying. It didn't actually mean the world's best cup of coffee. But he went in there and he was like, "World's best cup of coffee! I'm so glad to be here." I went to New York and I did that. I went to that place and I did that. I also hopped across the intersection on the lines just like an elf. Didn't get hit by a car. It's all bullshit. They'll stop.
That's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
I watch
it. It's been a long time.
I try to watch it every day during December.
Okay. It's a really good movie. I don't. That came out in a time I didn't really like Will Ferrell, but I still liked that movie.
It's just so funny. It's so funny. It's just like packed full of all sorts of humor. I love it so much.
Yeah. But tonight we're going to talk about Wes Craven. He sadly passed away from brain cancer Sunday.
It really depends on what you consider sad being. I mean, I don't think it's sad for him. I think he's probably flying through space somewhere doing some rad shit. I started telling you about this before the podcast, and I stopped because it's so funny that I wanted someone else to laugh, and I hope your listeners do. What if instead of him like going to the next whatever, what if because of who Wes Craven is, he's like, I'm gonna hang around and I'm gonna scare people while they're sleeping. So, like, what happens if since his death there's been, like, a mass outbreak of people having nightmares about Wes Craven? That would be awesome. He shows up in people's dreams trying to scare them. He's like, this is all I know, man. I've done this my whole life.
He shows up like he looked in Scream, his little Fred the janitor.
Yeah.
He's dressed up like Freddy. Hi, welcome to my nightmare.
Yeah. All of our nightmares are now his nightmares.
Yes. And I hate to think that no one knows who Wes Craven is, but I actually saw a few posts today. I can't remember what site. And I wanted to cuss him. I was like, who's Wes Craven? Wes Craven is probably one of the...
He's the father of all of your horror movie icons. Yeah,
he is the modern... Well, I don't want to say the modern Hitchcock, because Hitchcock is a totally different thing.
Yeah, but he was the guy for our generation. You know, like he did something for the 90s. He gave the 90s, which is a completely laughable generation. Mm-hmm. You cannot look at anything in the 90s and be like, that was a good choice. Mm-hmm. That was a good choice. Nothing from the 90s was a good choice, except Scream. That movie gave the 90s something that it could, like, the 90s kids have something now. We had Scream. We had Scream. That was pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Horror movies fucking sucked around that time. They did. It was like
they really did.
They were horrible. And then Scream was like it was so much Cabin in the Woods. You know how Cabin in the Woods like made you excited about horror movies again?
Yeah.
It was like all the horror movies were the exact same, and then Cabin in the Woods happened, and then people started realizing you could make insane horror movies again. You know, like Scream totally gave back like what I love, as much as I love Halloween and Friday the 13th, and even some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Mm-hmm. Not so much Freddy because he wasn't a masked villain, but like Michael Myers and Jason kind of made masked villains funny. I mean, they took all of the seriousness out of it by having, you know, so many sequels, and some of them not very good.
Yeah.
You know, so being able to be excited about a masked killer that wasn't an actual joke.
Yeah. Well, also, that was when Scream came out, there were 9 Friday the 13th. They had just released the 6th Halloween, and the sad thing about the 80s were it really started. Everyone says it started with Halloween in 1978, but there was a movie before that called Black Christmas, which started that in
I
Texas.
saw the sequel to that. It was fucking dreadful.
It really was. But it jump-started that and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, really jump-started the slasher genre.
I feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves. I feel like to truly know this, we should try to start from the beginning. Start chronologically.
Well, in the beginning, his parents had sex and they had him.
Yeah, that was a brilliant choice. Kudos to Mr. and Mrs. Craven.
Mm.
But I mean, like, excuse me. Let's do chronologically his movies, because I feel like each time they progress the genre.
Okay, I got the list pulled up, and
I mean, not technically like every single movie he made. I'm sure
I know,
there's some
but
duds
one thing
in
I
there,
wanted
but
one thing I want to do, and might as well do it now. I had it pulled up. He made so many movies that they inspired and jump-started so many other movies that we love. Wow, the first movie I have actually never heard of.
that's a shocker.
I thought Last House on the Left was his first movie. But apparently he did a movie. Oh, he was executive producer of a movie called Together. So let's not count that.
We'll just do directing and writing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Last House on the Left. You seen it?
Yes.
The
And
original.
I saw the remake. Yes.
Okay, Hills Have Eyes.
Yes. I actually was at a tattoo convention in, I think it was Tampa, with Michael Berryman. I met him. He's a super sweet guy. He also got a really dang tattoo of a wolf while I was there. He was an older guy, and you don't really see a lot of older people getting tattooed, but he was just fucking manning up. The fucking wolf tattoo on his arm. It wasn't even big. It was a little wolf. Like, to other tattooed people, you'd be like, why are you putting such a small tattoo on big arm? But no one said shit about shit. That's fucking Michael Berryman. In fact, a person that day won an award because they got a portrait of him tattooed on them.
Awesome.
How weird. Could you imagine being that kind of guy? Like, he isn't really that famous, but he goes somewhere to a tattoo convention and someone gets a picture of him tattooed on them and wins an award for it. That's gotta be kind of crazy.
I like Michael Berryman, but I don't think I'd want him on my body.
He's not the best looking dude.
Mm-mm.
He's just kind of, you would believe that he was deformed by radioactivity.
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
let's Hills Have Eyes.
Yes, Hills Have Eyes. I was about to go on a thing about Michael Berryman. But, Hills Have Eyes, next movie was Stranger in Our House. I think that was a TV movie, so
Sounds about right.
I'll probably never see it.
Unless it's one that I'm thinking about where the guy lives in the walls. That was a really good movie.
It's
I think
possible.
I think MacGyver was on it.
Well, it doesn't say. But, Deadly Blessing.
Nope.
That was like Sharon Stone's first movie. I've seen
Sounds like it.
Swamp Thing.
Yes, thank you.
The
for
original Swamp Thing.
You make my heart sing. Dun, 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 dun.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
No one's ever seen that. Chiller. I think that's another TV movie.
He's cranking them out, man.
I at one point had Chiller because it was like $1 at Walmart. Remember that cheap
Oh, I loved them,
DVDs?
man. I always got Stephen King, even in the $5 bin, because they're always like 6 hours long, so you totally get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm. Hills Have Eyes Part 2, which is on Netflix.
Is it? I haven't seen the sequel. I've seen the sequel to the remake.
Yeah.
Oh, so convoluted.
It gets a really bad rap because a lot of it is flashbacks, and even the dog has a flashback.
No.
Yeah. That's like one of his least favorite movies that he's ever worked on. But I really didn't think it was too bad. But that just goes to show you how good. Yeah, that just goes to show you how good he was. He could make a shitty movie, and I still like it.
Yeah.
Deadly Friend. Remember that movie? You never saw that movie?
No. I feel like you're my deadly friend.
Well, Deadly Friend was had Chrissy Swanson in it. And she died. She was like, her father molested her, or he abused her somehow in the neighborhood. Her next boy, the boy next door was in love with her, so he brought her back as a robot. Somehow, it's really weird to describe it. It is kind of corny and cheesy, but it's cute.
But it's Christy Swanson, so it's okay.
Christy Swanson. She kills.
What was her name in Dude, Where's My Car?
I don't remember.
Oh God,
I haven't watched that since I was a teenager.
Oh,
when
it's so good.
Yeah, I think she actually plays a teenager in that movie.
She does, and she's like 40.
She's like 40 something. She's still freaking hot.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. I was trying to find a screen cap of Buffy the movie today. From this one part was someone was like, I don't know, a question on Facebook was like something. What do you think that are some problems that are prevalent in Valdosta? And so I wanted to find a screenshot of the part in the movie where they're like, what should our theme for the dance be? It should be something environmental. What's something that we need to get rid of? And she's like, bugs. Like someone's like, yeah, we totally got to get rid of them. Like I needed that so bad. Layer. Yeah, got to get rid of that. Like just bugs. Yes, that's what we're facing down here. Bugs. Mm-hmm. Okay, go on. Sorry, that was funny.
He wrote the first draft for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which is considered one of the best sequels of the series. He directed next The Serpent and the Rainbow, which that was about voodoo.
I believe I have definitely seen that. Yes, I believe I watched that before American Horror Story Coven in preparation.
I had it. I don't remember if I ever watched it, though.
I can't remember why I can't remember it. I think I can remember why I can't remember it, but I'm not sure.
I remember Bill Pullman was in it, and he got buried alive or some shit.
Typical.
Yeah. And the next movie was Shocker. I dig Shocker.
I bet you do.
That's not funny.
That's an okay, Cupid question.
The Shocker. No, seriously, have you seen Shocker?
No, I don't think so.
It's awesome.
What's it about?
He was trying to, since he didn't own the rights to Freddy, he was trying to create a new icon and failed miserably, unfortunately. But it was this guy, he got electrocuted. It was Skinner from X-Files. Mitch, what's his face? And he gets electrocuted, and he comes back as basically electricity. Obviously, the name Shocker. So he kind of had like the corny one-liners like Freddy eventually had.
Yeah.
But it just got a Blu-ray release, and it has like a serious heavy metal soundtrack.
That's pretty awesome.
Like,
I have to definitely check that out. That sounds kind of right up my alley.
Yeah, I can't remember any of the musicians, but they made like a super group for the soundtrack.
Oh, that's
I remember
awesome.
Tommy Lee was the drummer, of course, and then a bunch of other guys that I can't remember, but they redid No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it sounds pretty cool. It's like when you think of like heavy metal from the 80s, hair bands, it's that type of music.
My favorite.
So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Next is People Under the Stairs, which
I told you this the other night. I watched that when I was a child, and it fucking terrified me. And I remember something about it that is not in the movie, and I don't know what horror movie it's in, but it's so strange that I remember this one thing about the movie, and that it's not in there. I remember they ate a giraffe's heart. It's not in the movie, and I don't know any horror movie that it's in. Why do I remember that? It's so fucking weird.
I'm going to have to find out what it is, though.
Right?
But, ironically, People on the Stairs is one of his only movies that I have not seen. And I don't know why.
I can't remember a lot about it. I remember it thoroughly scared the shit out of me, though.
I remember it was on Netflix forever.
I think it's either on there or Amazon, maybe. It's on something.
Well, it's not on Netflix, and it's on Amazon, but you gotta pay for it. So, I think at one point it was on Amazon Prime or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not anymore. Clerks 2 isn't on there either, so I'm pissed.
Bastards.
Motherfuckers. But, after that, he did Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was what introduced me to the genre. What the fuck is with the computer? Computer's being an asshole.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen New Nightmare. I know that's probably blasphemous.
It really is.
I really need to get on that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. But after New Nightmare, there was Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hills Have Eyes 3? What the fuck? He didn't direct it. Oh, yeah, I know about Hills Have Eyes 3. It's not even known in America as Hills Have Eyes 3. And then...
It was named Wrong Turn.
Yeah. And then Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And Scream 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Music of the Heart.
That's the Meryl Streep one, right?
Yeah, Meryl Streep, Gloria Estefan, and it's on Netflix. I have no desire to watch it. I may watch it out of respect, but... And then Scream 3. And then he didn't direct a movie for a while. I think that may have been when he found out he had brain cancer.
Yeah, he kind of retired after that.
He did a lot. He produced a lot of things like Dracula 2000.
Ooh.
He had a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He directed Cursed. That's another thing that he made. He was working on that for years, and they had to remake it several times. So he was probably doing that too. And then Red Eye. And then he produced and wrote the 2 Hills Have Eyes remakes. The remake and the sequel.
I liked both of those.
Yes,
I really did. Almost got in a fight with someone in the movie theater when I saw the second one. They were having like a fucking full-blown conversation behind me. Like, I could hear exactly what he was saying, and then I could hear exactly what she was saying, and it was like 3 minutes of constant conversation behind me. And I'm trying to get into this movie, and it's getting tense, and I'm getting tenser. Like, I'm just like, ugh, motherfucker. And so I turn around, and I was like, if you wanted to have a conversation, you didn't have to pay $9 a person to have it. Shut up. And they shut up, and I enjoyed the rest of the movie. I felt very vindicated. It was very great.
Yeah.
It was good for the soul.
I had a friend that when we went and saw like the first Spider-Man for like the second or third time, I think it was at least the third time, he was talking to me, but I wasn't talking back to him. And the dude in front of us eventually turned around and said, "Hey, you, come here." And he like whispered to the guys like, "Shut the fuck up, I'm gonna kill you." It was so fucking funny.
I think my favorite reaction in a movie theater was my friend Dave. We went to go see Quarantine, and there were literally 3 of us in the movie theater. It was me and Dave and this fuckhead. Like, we were all sitting on the same row. It's not like he even tried to sit behind us. We all sat on the same fucking row. So, the guy's phone starts ringing, and he picks it up, and he looks at it, and he turns it off, puts it back in his pocket. He doesn't silence it. It starts ringing again. He picks it back up, looks at it, answers it, and just starts talking. "Hey, man, how's it going?" No, I'm in the theater. I'm watching a movie." And so my friend Dave just looks over at him, and he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" And the guy just looked at him and got up and walked out. I was just like, "Thank you." That was what I was thinking. Are you fucking serious?
I can't stand people like that.
I can't either. It makes me want to go fucking ghost face on him.
The next movie he directed, it was kind of the same thing for a while, produced. He had a cameo in Diary of the Dead. That's news to me. But,
was he a zombie? He was probably a zombie and unrecognizable.
It says radio announcer. So it's probably just his voice.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of... I think I remember the scene because they said Quentin Tarantino, Rob Zombie, I think, did radio announcers. My Soul to Take. I don't remember. I remember watching it and remember everybody was trashing the shit out of it. It came out like a few months before Scream 4, which was the next movie, his last movie he directed. But they were trashing the fuck out of it, and it wasn't that bad of a movie.
It. What was it about?
What I remember of it was these kids. There's like, I think 7 of them. They're all born as this serial killer dies, and somehow them being born the exact moment the killer dies in this town means that one of them's going to go crazy when he turns 18 or she turns 18.
I want to say I've seen it, but there are so many movies like that it's so hard to tell where these children of a certain once they reach a certain age.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Village of the Damned.
Yeah.
And then Scream 4.
God, that was
the
good.
next one.
Okay, so now that we've gone through our haves and have-nots, let's go through and discuss each movie, maybe, and then I'd like to. I talked about this beforehand about us saying what we thought was one movie that was inspired by each of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like if his movie had a child asexually, if that movie laid an egg, what movie egg? What egg movie? What baby chick movie would it be? So, The Hills Have Eyes is the first one, right? The first
Last
major
House on
one.
the Left.
Last House on the Left.
There were a lot of imitators, I know.
Straw Dogs.
Straw Dogs, yes, that's a good one.
That would be mine. I'd say I pick Straw Dogs. That I think that's the egg.
Yeah. Well, Last House on the Left was inspired by...
Did I Spit on Your Grave? Was that before or after?
That was after. But, I mean, you could say that, but they're slightly different.
Yeah.
But the Virgin Spring, I think it was called. I can't tell you what country it's from.
Mm-hmm.
But it was essentially the same story, but it was like set during like the 1700s or something, 1800s.
16th century Spain.
Yes, it was in 16th century Spain. Which, ironically, the inspiration for Hills Have Eyes actually may have come from 16th century Spain. It was around that time.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, there's like so many movies that came afterwards. I couldn't really say what any good ones at birth. Maybe Straw Dogs.
What about The Strangers?
The Strangers.
For those people,
Yeah.
It's a home invasion movie.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Because, I mean, they're in Last House on the Left, they don't really intentionally invade the house. They're just trying to get out of the rain.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that would be one, I guess. But, Hills Have Eyes. We can go to that one. That did a lot.
Yeah. I think Wrong Turn, obviously, would never have happened without The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird that, in a way, the remake kind of ripped off Wrong Turn, because in Wrong Turn it was basically the same setup.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They were inbred, deformed in the original Hills Have Eyes. You get to the remake, and it's like radioactive mutants.
Which I think is a really interesting idea. I love that change in the story, because it makes it more believable. Mm-hmm. Because we totally did that. You know, we totally just blew up shit in the desert, and we're like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. No one's going to get sick. It's fine. You know, so it's totally believable that there were, I don't know, some people that were affected by it, and, you know, they hid in the caves, and now we don't know where they are.
I remember just when I watched the remake, because I saw the remake first. I'm pretty sure I saw the remake first. I knew of the original.
Yeah,
and
I think I saw the remake
Berryman.
first, too.
You know, when I think of Michael Berryman and that character, I think, or not really sadly, but I think of Weird Science when he shows up.
Yeah.
With the dude from Mad Max. But that movie was just so awesome. And then I watched the original, and it's still awesome. And it still has its moments.
Yeah.
That was one of the few times that the remake was better than the original.
It must have been awesome to have a chance to make a movie, have that movie be a cult classic, and then have the opportunity to live long enough and be successful enough that you can then retell that story better than you did the first time. You know? Like, how many people have had that opportunity?
Not very many.
You know, like, that's a really awesome thing that he got to accomplish.
In the horror genre, maybe George Romero, because he came back and was involved with Night of the Living Dead, the good remake.
I wanted to say Clive Barker. Yeah, Clive Barker, but I don't know that he's going to be able to, like, I know that they came out with a horror or a Hellraiser flick not too long ago, but I don't know that he was really
he was
attached
most
to it.
definitely not, because
I know he's not doing well. He had toxic shock syndrome.
He sounds like shit.
I think he had a well. He
He
almost
smokes nonstop.
he almost died. Like he went and had his teeth cleaned, and they like cut his gums, and some of the bacteria got into his bloodstream. And within like 2 hours, like he went home and then dropped, and he almost fucking died. Like he was in a coma for a while. He
Damn.
was almost dead, like for a while, and he's just getting back to like being able to talk. Like I listened to a podcast. I believe it was Joe Rogan, but where it was like he had to do 2 different days with him because after like 30 or 45 minutes he was like, sorry, I just can't, I'm tired, I gotta go lay down. Like he's not doing good, and that's sad. We're getting to that age in our life where our icons are going, man.
He was another guy I got into around the same time as Wes Craven. It was a few years later, and I watched Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I think I'd seen Candyman at that point. But Hellraiser, there's something about it, and I started reading his books, and he used to do art, and his art was fucking trippy.
Yeah, it's so good.
But yeah, I didn't know that about Clive Barker.
Yeah, like he almost fucking went to hell with the Cenobites. They almost came and got him, man.
Well, I hope, because they've been talking about it for at least 10 years, but they will remake Hellraiser, and I hope he is the one that does it and is involved.
Me too. That'd be awesome. We could trust it then.
Well, that last Hellraiser, though, I'll talk about it briefly, it was kind of like with the Fantastic Four. Every time they do the Fantastic Four, it's just so they can keep the rights.
Yeah.
They did that Hellraiser in like a weekend so they could keep the rights.
That's such an asshole move. That's like the most asshole move. Obviously, you didn't care about it enough to appreciate it. You know what it is? It's a shitty boyfriend buying you flowers after he cheated on you. He's still a shitty boyfriend. Just because you got flowers doesn't mean it's going to be all better. Just because you remake a movie doesn't give you the right to keep it around, treat it like shit for another 5 years.
Yeah. And he got hostile over that movie when I guess he saw it, and on the cover it says "From the Mind of Clive Barker," and he like went out, I think on Twitter, when Twitter first started or got big, and he's like, "That is not from the mind of me. That's not even from my ass," or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing it, but it was awesome.
So, The Hills Have Eyes, Wrong Turn was my movie that I think it birthed. What about you?
I would definitely say Wrong Turn. I want to say something different because you said Wrong Turn, but that's a really good one. That's a really good example. So, like Last House on the Left, it had many imitators over the years, but like low budget shit that nobody remembers, that got lost in the VHS days, didn't even make it through the DVDs days.
Yeah.
So after that, Deadly Blessing, which I saw once.
No, we'll skip that. Skip to the ones that I've seen.
Yeah. Basically, that was something to do with a wedding. It had Sharon Stone in it, and she got covered with real spiders, and it traumatized her.
What?
It was on Netflix.
It's the most realistic horror movie anyone's ever described.
But, yeah, I don't really remember that. I remember seeing it, but I don't really remember. It was on Netflix for a while. I don't think it's there anymore.
Based on your description, I'm going to say The Craft.
Probably. I want to say it was... Let me quickly, just as I'm talking, bring up what it's about.
That's what I'm imagining.
The film tells the story of a strange figure committing murder in a contemporary community that is not far from another community that believes in an ancient evil and curses.
It's a Nightbreed, so it's basically Nightbreed.
I don't think so, but we'll just skip over that one. That's not really one of his well-known ones either. I think the only reason the people that remember it is because it was Sharon Stone's first movie, and Sharon Stone got popular for like a year after Basic Instinct.
I bet she did.
I hate Basic Instinct. What the hell happened to movies? But after that was Swamp Thing, and Swamp Thing is of course based on the DC comic character. The movie had absolutely nothing to do with the comic book character practically. But, it spawned the really cool sequel with Heather Locklear.
Can we not forget Adrienne Barbeau was in the original?
Mm-hmm.
That woman is built like a goddamn brick house. She mighty.
I don't know about the looks, but I like her voice.
Her body is bam. It is incredible. She was in Carnival on HBO in like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So she was an older woman, and the first episode shows her stepping out of the shower. I'm telling you, son, that old lady is built.
Mm-hmm.
She has a better body than some like 30-year-olds.
I may have to look into that.
It's a great show. I highly recommend watching Carnival. But she's in it a lot, and it's rad.
She was in, because she was married to John Carpenter for a while, and of course Rob Zombie put her in Halloween, but then he cut her out.
She was in Creepshow. Or
Yes.
Creepshow 2. Was it the first
She
one?
was in Creepshow.
Yeah.
And she was in a few of John Carpenter's movies. She was the voice of Catwoman on the Batman cartoon.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yep.
So let's see. Not Creature from the Black Lagoon.
No, I think that's the
Swamp
other way
Thing.
around.
Swamp Thing. What birthed Swamp Thing? Or wait, what did Swamp Thing birth? What were the baby Swamp Things?
Lots of imitators. Marvel had a Man-Thing movie, which was very influenced by Swamp Thing, but no one remembers that one Marvel movie that,
Bobbed.
really bad that it didn't even come to theaters. It went to Sci-Fi Channel.
That sounds like Frank's costume in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's not Spider-Man, he's Man-Spider. It sounds like someone fucked up a Swamp Thing costume, and they were like, I'm Man-Thing.
Yeah. Well, let's just... Swamp Thing, we got a cartoon out of it for like a year. We got the TV show.
We're basically talking creature feature.
Yeah.
So, I'd say probably like even Lake Placid, something like that. It's not a creature or a love story, but it is a funny creature feature.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Betty White cussing.
I know. That
Potty
was the
fucking mouth.
revenge or the return of Betty White. Everyone was like, fucking, y'all remember Betty White was awesome?
What when she dies, that's going to be a sad day.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be a sad day.
It's coming, because
I
she is
know.
up there.
Yep. There's so many of them now.
I guess we'll skip to that little known movie called Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, so let's spend some time. Let's park it here on Nightmare on Elm. Let's park it on Elm Street for a minute. So I know that you did a podcast about the Nightmare, right?
No, I was going
We
to.
were going to.
We were going to, but
Yes.
we did the two Rob Zombie movies.
Okay, so the idea behind Nightmare on Elm Street was like 7 people died from like nightmares, basically. They were having really bad nightmares and they all died. So it was like that coupled with the phenomenon of sleep paralysis gave Wes Craven the idea of Nightmare on Elm Street. So sleep paralysis terrifies the fuck out of me. I don't know if it scares you.
Oh yeah, it does.
Especially after the nightmare.
Yes.
Because now, if I'm ever right about to go to sleep, I'm highly aware of what's happening around me. Because I don't know if any of those things have ever happened to you that they said in the documentary, but like a loud banging. I've been woken up from almost being asleep because I hear like a loud banging. I'm like, what is that? And my husband's like, what are you talking about? Like, did something fall over? Like, that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
I've also almost fallen asleep and heard my name being called or heard people talking. So, like, I feel like I'm like one step away from shit, like people being in my room. Like it's almost there. One day it's gonna happen.
That's why I can't go to sleep unless the TV's on. My light bill, I'm sure, would go down if I turned the TV off and went to sleep. But some of the shit they were talking about in that documentary, I remember feeling it.
Yeah.
Laying in the dark room by myself. My wife was off fucking some other guy.
She does.
But just being scared, like there's something at the door at the foot of the bed, and either I turn on the light, stay up, or just go to sleep. And usually I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. And Like, the creepier thing in it is the reason Freddy Krueger wears a hat is because a lot of people have reported seeing one of the shadow figures that wears a hat. And that's so scary to me that multiple people, without knowing what the fuck is going on with them, have described the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that idea alone is terrifying. Because somewhere, there's a real Freddy Krueger. He might not have been burned, and he might not have knives on his fingers, but there is a scary fucker in a hat somewhere that people are terrified of. It might not have happened to us yet, but at some point in our lives, we might meet the real Freddy Krueger. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And I mean, he made it unsafe to go to sleep. You know, like, you couldn't pull your blankets up over your head and be safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that is... You have to sleep. You can't not sleep. If you're scared of Jaws, you can just avoid going to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
You can't avoid Freddy Krueger.
It's
He's
like
coming for you.
Hitchcock made people scared of showers back in the day.
Yeah.
Spielberg, afraid of the water.
Mm-hmm.
He made it. Wes Craven made us afraid to go to sleep.
Yeah. That is terrifying because we have to. We have no choice in sleeping. Eventually, you're going to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, just forget the Dream knockoffs. It inspired, you know, it inspired Chucky. It inspired, it inspired like anything that was big, a big horror icon after 1984.
Yeah.
If it wasn't already established, like Freddy, Jason, Michael, or Jason, Leatherface, or Michael. You know, it inspired Chucky, like I said. Inspired Candyman. You know, Clive Barker was actually inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street, he said. So, I mean, and there's like, everyone knows who Freddy is.
Yeah. He's like, we were talking the other night, he's like Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a first name basis, like Whitney and Mariah and Beyonce, and now apparently Miley. We also have Freddy and Jason.
I remember as a kid never seeing those movies, but I knew who Freddy was.
Yeah.
I knew who Jason was.
Yeah. I mean, you see little kids dressed as Freddy Krueger. There are little kids' Freddy costumes.
Mm-hmm.
First off, you might need to look into that. Maybe your child should not be watching Freddy Krueger. I'm just saying. Possibly.
But also, I mean, you see like Freddy on like Bobby's World. And
It's so
Tiny
weird.
Toons.
Yeah.
That's
so weird.
Like we were talking about how like before Scream, like all the icons, they were kind of funny.
Yeah, they were a joke.
It's because we saw like I think it was Rob Zombie that said when he was remaking Halloween and he wanted to make Michael scary again. It's like it's kind of hard to make a character scary when you can go to Hot Topic and get a bobblehead of it.
Yeah, exactly. You take all the fun out of being afraid of them when you make them.
When you merchandise and when you go all George Lucas and
well,
make
you're not
him
scared to see his face because you want it on everything you own.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I have a Freddy doll. And I was actually going to bring it and kind of decorate. It was like, nah, I don't fucking...
We instead decided to decorate like goth teenagers.
Yeah.
It's a very somber occasion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think one movie that I can say I think has kind of the same feel as Nightmare on Elm Street was possibly like The Ring or Final Destination.
The atmosphere, definitely.
Like, Final Destination was he was like, you know, his dreams were almost reality. Like, he was scared to have these things happen to him because it was like something was coming for him. Kind of like Freddy. He wasn't a person, it was a thing instead. But it had kind of the same feel.
Yeah, he eventually, in the first movie, Devin Sawa, he went to a cabin and like did everything, and he was afraid to, that's kind of like the kids afraid to go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Freddy movies. So yeah.
So that's my egg for this one is Final Destination.
Yeah.
And the first one was good. I really enjoyed the first Final Destination movie. After that, it was just like, it's the same goddamn movie. Yeah. You can't use Final in your name and make a goddamn sequel. and expect us, and then name another one, The Final Destination? Bullshit. It's not the final destination. The first one was supposed to be the final destination. Destination part of it sucks. It is not going anywhere.
Well, also, the title, Final Destination, they're on a plane. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
The second one, they're on the highway. Okay. Then the third one, they're on a roller coaster. Your final destination is like 20 feet over there.
You could have just walked.
And then the next one, the racetrack, is like...
There's no destination.
I will say the fourth one, The Final Destination, was a really shitty movie, but it was cool in 3D. It ultimately became about the deaths.
Yeah.
And they got
And
crazy.
I need a little bit more story than that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I enjoy Freddy Krueger movies just as much as I enjoy, any of those movies.
Yeah. The next, we'll skip over Hills Have Eyes 2 because it's a sequel.
Yeah.
So, and you've never seen Deadly Friend.
Mm-mm.
And that was kind of one of his lesser known ones. I think my parents saw it when it was in theaters or something. So I always heard about it. So I guess that may be why I know of it. And also it's got Chrissy Swanson in it.
And you were a teenage boy.
Yeah. Chrissy Swanson, was, the shit.
Showing.
Then Serpent in the Rainbow. One that we've kind of seen.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
I just think I might have been, inebriated at the time, and so I don't remember it very well.
Yeah, it's about voodoo in Africa, I think. Or, I want to say Africa, but it could have been anywhere.
I'm trying. Let's skip it. Maybe we'll come back to it.
Yeah. Shocker.
Shocker. I'm going to go ahead and say that movie spawned Powder, even though I've never seen it. Powder was electricity. And that's all I have to say about that.
Did you ever see that movie Ghost in the Machine?
Yes.
Kind of similar to that.
Oh, okay.
So I would say Ghost in the Machine.
Okay. Then I would say Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider?
Okay. That TV show.
Ghost Rider. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not Ghost Rider, like
not
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage. No, the ghost typewriter thing.
Yeah, okay. What else?
I stick with Powder. Powder's my egg.
Yeah. People Under the Stairs.
Ooh.
It's all you.
Let's see. What's a good... They haven't made another movie like that in a while where there's, somebody in your house that you don't know. What was that movie I just watched recently? Oh, God damn it. Is it Housebound? I think it might be Housebound.
It's on Netflix.
Yes. I
haven't watched it, but...
Dude, you have to watch it. It's a horror comedy. It is both scary and hilarious. But there's I'm pretty sure it's this movie. There's a guy living in their house and they didn't know about it, and they find him and he's all really ragged as fuck looking. It's kind of funny. But I'm going to say that movie because there was someone hiding in their house and they didn't know about it.
I was looking at a Wes Craven tribute, and I guess they had some of that in there. Mm-hmm. And there was one part where all these people just come out of the cupboards and cabinets. Damn, I hope that's not a big scene. Which I don't care. I'll still watch it. New Nightmare, which...
That's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. That, I will say Scream. Because it is so... And the Scream sequels, especially, because it's so meta. Yeah. But it's about Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp. And everybody involved in the original, except for Johnny Depp.
What I love is that Robert Englund is, almost as famous as Freddy. Mm-hmm. No one else... Kane Hodder is kind of famous for being Michael Myers, but you have to be a horror nerd to know...
Jason.
To be Jason. But you have to be a horror nerd to know that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people know who Robert Englund is.
Robert Englund shows up. He will take a paycheck.
Yeah.
He will be... He was on...
He did that Masters of Horror episode, Dance of the Dead.
Yes. But there was some
1001 Maniacs, which was, or was it 2001?
2001
2001 Maniacs, which was awesome.
But I mean, he shows up on like TV shows like Bones as like
Yeah.
the creepy janitor. There was some movie they used to play it all the time on Disney Channel, where he was like a creepy neighbor and the boy was a paper boy or some shit like that.
Did Wes Craven have anything to do with the remake?
Of Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
No.
What is your stance on the remake? And on the change of Freddy Krueger?
That's a tough one. When I saw it, I liked it, but on repeat view, I mean, I hated the girl playing Nancy, and I hated how they changed.
Yeah.
The little things that changed. You know,
Yeah.
the flat out saying he was a child molester. I dug that because there's
Yeah.
that argument. That argument is like, oh, he wasn't a child molester. Yes, he was.
Yeah, I think they took a little bit of... they took notes from Rob Zombie, Halloween, and that they gave him an actual... Like, they told a fucking story with him. He wasn't just, you know... He wasn't just this guy and this happened, kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
It was more of like, there was this reason
The
why
thing
this
that
happened.
kills me about the remake is the girl that plays Nancy. And everybody loves her because she was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American one. And she's in...
Is it Rooney Mara?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in...
Social Network or whatever.
She was in this movie that I watched recently that was really good. It was, Ain't Them Bodies Angels, or Ain't Them Bodies Beautiful, or something like that. It was really fucking good.
Well, that was my first exposure to her, and she's just so dull in the role.
That's her and her sister both. Her sister's Kate Mara.
Yeah.
And they're both just kind of flat. Just like, how did you get this role? Like, I know you're a good actor, but you're delivering it so just blah. Like, I guess maybe that's the kind of person they were looking for. Is just, you know, not too entertaining.
Well, they made Nancy basically into a goth kid.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But the character of Nancy is one of the iconic heroines of horror movies.
Yeah.
I mean, because she went all Macaulay Culkin on Freddy, pulled him out of the dream. And she was a strong female. And she showed up. The next time she showed up, she died at the end. But that was still a big shock. But she was such a good opponent for him.
Yeah.
And then the remake is just like, okay.
Yeah.
So that was my main beef with it. And then I'm not going to sit there and say Jackie Earle Haley was a terrible Freddy. He wasn't that bad. It's just everybody's going to compare him to Robert Englund. And they made it dark, and they tried to make it scary.
Yeah.
So I'm not too hard on it. But
I enjoyed it for what it was.
I realize it's not great, but I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either. I enjoyed it. Also, Clancy Brown is in it, which is always a plus for me. Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that pissed me off, because before I saw the movie and they gave out the name, they changed all the names except for Nancy, and I was convinced that he was going to be Nancy's father, and I could not wait to see him as that character, and then it turned out he was the
principal.
Yeah, the little emo boy's father, and it was like, no, you gotta be the guy that, or technically the guy that killed Freddy.
Yeah, Clancy Brown's just such a fucking badass. I just feel like he is getting older, but I feel like he's underutilized a ton.
Yeah, I dug Clancy Brown since I was a kid when I saw him in Highlander, The Bride.
Yeah, Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah,
Buckaroo Banzai.
There's some other Pet Cemetery 2.
Yep.
You know, some people don't like it, but I dug it, and I
had
dug
a friend that went to Sundance, and he was like, what's that guy that you like? He was in Pet Cemetery 2? And I was like, you're not talking about Clancy motherfucking Brown, are you? He was like, is that some mashed potatoes, Nick? And I was like, you're Clancy Brown? He's like, yeah, I was like 3 steps away from him. I was like, you motherfucker. I hate your guts. You're 3 steps away from Clancy motherfucking Brown, and you didn't even know his name. Oh my God. Could you, I would just be like, could you pray with me, Brother Justin? Could you just pray with me for a minute? God, he's such a badass. But yeah, I liked it. I went one night after I got off of work. It was a midnight showing, and I got off at Chili's with enough time to have 2 giant beers before I went over, so I was feeling pretty good. I just remember being kind of loud when I went in, and I said some kind of comment about, like, man, all the weirdos are out. I didn't know that many weirdos lived around us. Mm-hmm. And I was there with, I'm obviously one of the weirdos, mister. And my friend was with me, who was also a weirdo. And she was like, you're talking really loud. I was like, sorry, my bad.
Well, I remember when it came out, and I think we need to get off of it after this. But when it came out, and I've realized this, even the remakes of these iconic serial killer movie maniacs that I like, when the movie first comes out, it'll be awesome, unless it is complete garbage.
Yeah.
You know, I sit there and say shit about Rob Zombie's Michael Myers movies, but I own them. I've owned them. Yeah. I own like I own the director's cut of each one, the theatrical one. I saw the first one 3 or 4 times in theaters, at the real theater. Dollar Theater. And the second one, even, I saw at the Dollar Theater like 5 times when I was at the Dollar Theater. But I made everybody I knew go watch the Nightmare remake. And I'm like, it's so awesome, isn't it? Because it's Freddy and he's, scary again. He's not really goofy. No, it's not that good. It's like, oh, well, you don't know.
Yeah.
I went and got somebody else to watch it again. But it was good.
It was good enough. It didn't change my life, but it was good enough. Yeah. I appreciated the effort.
Yeah. But yeah, New Nightmare is very meta and kind of, it births the idea of, or it didn't birth Scream, but the tone, with movies within movies and shit like that.
Here's where I'm about to get real excited, because we're about to get to Scream. And I love Scream. Okay, let's get through it.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Amazing.
Yes. Can't really think of it. Bones.
Yeah. Something like that. Like,
really, Vampire in Brooklyn was kind of like movies that they had in the 70s with, like, Blackula.
Yeah.
Blackenstein, the black exploitation. I just fucked up that whole word.
Blaxploitation.
Yeah.
There we go.
But, I mean, yeah, I'll just say Bones.
Yeah.
Tales from the Hood, which I think came out at the same time.
Yeah. I'm going to say... Fuck.
There haven't really been...
Yeah,
I try to word this without sounding racist because everybody's sensitive.
No, they have. They're just, like...
There haven't been any really big...
Yeah.
Black horror movies.
Yeah.
Since then. Like, probably since Bones.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
I'm sure Snoop Dogg did some more.
Yeah, I mean, he did another one, but it wasn't a big theatrical thing. The Hood of Horror or something, which was kind of like Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I'll just go in Tales from the Hood.
Okay, now the movie that started out as Scary Movie became Scream.
Boom, 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 boom.
You can name a million movies Scream.
Okay, I remember the exact position in the room I was sitting in when I watched Scream. I loved that movie so much. I loved it. I loved, like, little things about it. Like, it was the first time inside a horror movie where they were completely aware of horror movies. Or the first time that I can remember, at least.
There were other movies, but yeah.
Where they were 100% aware of the situation that they were in, and based on the horror movies that they'd seen, how they were going to react on it. Which is such a brilliant idea. It actually talked to teenagers like we were intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking today about how much I was going to try not to make this a I Love Rose McGowan party. But Tatum is such a great female character in a horror movie. He took the typical girlfriend and turned her on her fucking head. Mm-hmm. Like, Tatum, like, most of the time in horror movies, the girlfriend is like, I don't know, like
she'd be slutty.
Yeah, but...
Definitely.
But Tatum was slutty in an empowering way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, she was perfectly all right with being that, knowing that she was sexy, and it was like a powerful thing. She was fully aware of it. It wasn't like, you know, like, it wasn't a weakness.
Yeah.
You know, and when she was confronted with the actual killer, her first instinct was to call bullshit. I love it so much. Oh, please, Mr. Ghostface, don't kill me. I want to be in the sequel. Perfect. That was such a great fucking line.
And then she practically beats the shit out of him.
She
and then
really
he lucks out and kills her.
Yeah, like that. First off, I really believe that she could have gotten through that doggy door.
She could have. She had to, they actually talked about it. It's like she had to seriously act like she couldn't get out of that.
Yeah. So
I remember with Tatum, Rose McGowan's character, one thing when I think of her, she has like so many every character in that movie has great lines, but one of the funniest things that she says, or one of the first things she says, is she runs into Nev Campbell, Sydney. Oh, and you know, there's police and news reporters all over the school, and she's like, "You didn't hear? Casey Becker got killed last night." And Sydney's like, "Casey Becker, she sits next to me in English class," and she's like, "Well, not anymore."
Yeah, I love it.
It's like, wow.
Yeah,
that was one thing I liked about all the characters, is they had that attitude.
Did they find his liver in the mailbox? Because they found his liver in the mailbox next to his spleen and his pancreas.
And like I said, she was freaking badass. Because, you know, granted, she's at the police station, and her brother, who's goofy, and his name's Dewey.
I love Dewey.
She don't care that he's, you know, the deputy of the town. She sits there and talks to him about the little annoying sister.
Yeah, she's such a tough character. And
you can even look at like the sheriff and some of the other cops around. They don't want to mess with her.
No, like she was such a great female character in a horror movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, Sydney's even a great female character because, first off, she was not a virgin anymore, and she totally didn't die.
Yeah, in any of those fucking movies.
No. So, I'm just saying, she ruined that stereotype.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was intelligent, and she was feisty. I mean, the scene where, I mean, it was stupid that she left the door open and walked on the porch, but the scene in Scream where the guy calls her and she's out on her front porch picking her nose, she's like, "What am I doing right now, huh? Mm-hmm. You can't see me," like that whole thing. Stupid that she left her door unguarded, because that obviously got in the house. But I mean, still, she was fucking with him. It was awesome.
Yeah, in any other movie that anybody that acts that way, yeah, they die.
And the idea of having the door open up on the other door, so in her bedrooms, so that the person couldn't get in the whole way, like it was a brilliant setup. Mm-hmm. She had the internet when it still looked like like you were typing code.
Yeah,
like I don't know. She was just a very intelligent character, but she was still an emotional character enough to where she got herself in stupid situations, but she was smart enough to get out of them. I mean, every single character in that movie was good. There wasn't a shitty character.
No, not in the first one.
No, I mean, Dewey was he's the lovable fool, but when it gets down to it, like, he's a great person. He's not that stupid, and he makes it, right? He's not dead in any of the movies. Mm-mm. He got his arm all fucked up, and then he didn't.
He got seriously fucked up in the second one.
Yeah, they fucked him up real bad.
And in the third one, he lucked out because the killer threw the knife at him and he got hit with the handle.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I'm sitting there in the theater like, I mean, they showed it in every fucking trailer, the knife flying at him, and I'm like, holy shit, he's about to get it in the face. It's like, oh, of course, Dewey. You got hit with the handle.
So the first movie, the killer, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, why are you listening to this podcast?
It's 20 years ago, and if you're a frequent listener, I did all the Scream movies.
So the killer is Billy, and what is his friend's name? Steve. Stu. That's it. Billy and Stu. Stu might have been one of my favorite characters in the movie, just because I love Matthew Lillard so goddamn much.
Yeah.
I just feel like we would be good friends.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be a great guy just to hang out with.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the whole cast, practically. That was a good cast.
It was
and that was like
cast.
Their start, most of them, and they had done shit before.
Yeah.
But that really jump-started all of them.
Except for maybe Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah. I mean, he was in...
He did Jericho.
Yeah, he did TV stuff, and I think he was in that Jack Nicholson movie that came out like the year later, and it was big, but as good as
he was in
gets.
The Craft.
Yes, he was in The Craft with Neve Campbell.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, you had David Arquette, and he eventually married Courtney Cox.
Yeah, which is so cute and sad that they broke up because Gail and Dewey didn't make it.
Yeah,
well, they split up in the movie, so art imitates life.
Throughout the movies, you know, they got married in real life and in the movies in the end of Scream 3. So you literally kind of saw like a couple grow, and it was really cute. And, you know, Courtney Cox, I guess, because, I mean, she was on Friends, and she had done movies.
Yeah.
She had done Ace Ventura, and she was in that...
shit, she was in Ace Ventura, wasn't she?
Yeah, and then she was in Bruce Springsteen video, where she gets up on the stage and dances with him. And she was in that He-Man movie in the 80s, which is on Netflix now. This episode is sponsored by Netflix.
It's not, but Netflix, if you want to give us some money, we talk about it all the time.
I love me some Netflix. Just, I watch the same shit over and over again. But, Neve Campbell she was on Party of Five. She's in The Craft. But that kind of jump-started her career.
Yeah.
And she was massively big for a while. But then
She's
she went
about
to
to be in something that I'm interested to see, or that I think it's a show that I watch. Let me see if I can look this information up too quick.
All right. But, I mean, after, I think, Scream 3, she kind of started doing independent movies. So she was big for a while. We're skipping over the big star of the movie that everyone was surprised that she died, but we'll get to her in a minute. Jamie Kennedy, he was in Romeo and Juliet.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was. He was the, not,
I don't remember the character's name, but he's like one of the minor... Benfolio? No,
Benfolio. He wasn't Benfolio. He was the other dude. He was the hothead. She was in Neve Campbell was in Wild Things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was.
But Jamie Kennedy, who was also in Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Jamie Kennedy was Randy, his character was, of course, my favorite character in the movies.
Because Randy was you.
Yeah, I inspired to be Randy until he got pulled into a van and killed by Aunt Jackie from Roseanne. Spoiler alert.
I kind of feel like it wasn't good enough. I feel like they should have given him a more thoughtful death.
Well, you weren't expecting it.
No, but...
Well, that scene, and I've watched it many times, of course, because Scream 1 and 2 I've probably seen hundreds of times. They framed that scene so great because when he first gets there's the van. But then every other shot, the van is just outside of the frame, so you forget it's there.
Yeah.
And so you don't see it coming.
Neve Campbell is going to be on House of Cards. That's what I'm excited about. So.
House of Cards, yeah.
I don't know if you watch it, but you should. Nope. It's really fucking good.
I've got to catch up on Hemlock Grove.
That weird shit.
Because they're doing the final season.
You haven't seen second season all the way through?
I haven't seen all this for season 1, I don't think.
That is quite possibly the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I can't even... There's no way that I can prepare you for how the second season ends, because I was not prepared for it, and I had watched everything. When it
premiered, I started watching it, and then that was the time when the unspeakable happened that everybody saw, including myself, was going to happen. But so I and they were watching it. She was telling me about how she watched it,
Yeah.
And then he was telling me how he watched it, and I realized they were watching it together. So it's
Yeah.
like, fuck that show.
Yeah.
So I never went back
It's
to
got
it.
some good stuff in it. I like it mostly because the guy that Bill Skarsgård, Alexander Skarsgård's younger brother, looks so much like him that it's almost like, or not looks like him, he acts so much like him. It's almost like watching Alexander Skarsgård in something.
Yeah.
And I really,
He's about to be in something coming up.
I don't know that he's a great actor. I know he's great at acting like his brother. Like he's got the swagger that Alexander Skarsgård has.
Well, that's what I meant.
But I don't know that that he is a good enough actor to pull it off. After watching Hemlock Grove, like some of it's forced, and you can tell that maybe his first language isn't English, so it's kind of hard for him. Like it's almost like he doesn't have a really great American accent.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking bizarre. But back to Scream. So Scream was my first experience, because I didn't watch New Nightmare. My first experience with shit being meta.
Yeah.
You know, like things happening in like Stab.
Yeah.
The Stab movies. That's a great idea. And it's so much it's so fucking true to form, because it wasn't, I mean, how long, what's the movie Devil's Knot, that's the name of it. It's based on the West Memphis 3 murders.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that happened, or that was a horrible murder that happened, and a movie made directly about it. You know, like Ed Gein, there was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs. Like, we won't let a serial killer happen without making a fucking horror movie about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they even talk about it, and then it definitely happens. Like, I love the fact that they like rip on Tori Spelling in the first one, and then got her to play the part they called shit or talked shit about in the first one. Like they were like, "Hey, can you come and do this, please?"
Back then, if it was a TV movie, she definitely would have been. If they made a TV movie of Stab, she would have been Sydney.
Yeah, she was everybody. Every girl in a TV movie. That was Tori Spelling.
Her and Candace Cameron. I remember Candace Cameron doing it a lot too.
I remember all of the Tori Spelling ones. My mom watched a lot of Lifetime movies, and so, God, all of them.
But you mentioned Stab, and it made me think of the opening scene of Scream 2. That I didn't realize it when I was young, but as I got older, that just is an amazing scene, because it kind of comments on what a horror fan is.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there, what it is Jada Pinkett. You know, for those of you that don't know, she and Omar Epps go and see Stab, which is based on the events of Scream 1. And everybody's dressed up. They got the ghost face mask and everything. So they think it's a publicity stunt where they see this poor girl getting stabbed, and she gets up on I guess there was like a stage where the screen was, and she's standing there in the screen. Everybody's cheering.
Yeah.
Like, kill her and stuff like that, and then she just drops dead, and then they realize, oh shit.
Yeah. Whoops.
So.
I think I love Ghostface as a killer so much, because unlike Michael Myers and Jason, the mask it wasn't so much the person behind the mask, it was the mask that was the killer. You know, like it wasn't just Billy and Stu. Yeah. Someone else could put on the mask and have the voice and still embody Ghostface. He wasn't something that could be killed, because what was Che Guevara said, "You can kill me, but you cannot kill the idea," or whatever. Like, it was Ghostface. You can kill Stu and Billy, but they're coming back. Ghostface is coming back. Someone who has been wronged somewhere is going to find that fucking mask and take revenge.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of flack because of that for the movie, because it's so easy to recreate in real life. I remember they making a big deal about that. But even that's like what you just said, that's the idea behind all the Scream sequels, and even the TV show, even though it's a different mask, but it's the same idea. Anybody can be behind that mask. It don't have. When you go and see Friday the 13th, you know Jason is behind that hockey mask. You go see Halloween, you know Michael Myers. You know, list any horror movie with a mask killer, you know who's behind that mask. You go and see a Scream, it may look like a guy. It's a stunt man playing Ghostface, But when the mask comes off,
Yeah.
it's Emma Roberts, it's Aunt Jackie from
Yeah.
Roseanne, it's Tim Oliphant.
Yeah. It's and it's not like you're let down that it's not the first person, because it's like, I don't know, it's scarier because you can kill 100 people in that mask. There's still going to be somebody who'll pick it up. Like it's like the fucking Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah.
On on the Anonymous people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can hunt down every member of Anonymous. You can hunt down their IP addresses and go arrest them. But somebody's putting on that mask and they're going to take over. It's an idea. It's not a person.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. That's something that Michael Myers couldn't do. Something Jason couldn't do. You know, because they are the person. The mask is them.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And I like that it's all like, it's still all one giant mess. You know, like in Halloween, it changes from person to person. You know, like after Lori, it goes from that person to another person. Or, you know, this is all Sydney's. This is Sydney's story. It's not Ghostface's story.
Yeah.
You know, this is following her. And we're getting different people in the story, but we're still staying in the same town. We're staying, well, not in the same town and all, but we're staying with the same group.
Yeah.
You know, you're at home with these people.
One thing, and it kind of disappointed me in a way, but it kind of doesn't. Scream 4 was supposed to be the start of a new series, a new trilogy, and they were setting up this new generation. But you know what? At the end of that movie, that whole new generation is dead.
Yeah.
And you still stuck with Sydney, who got stabbed several times and whatnot.
Yeah.
She's still alive. You can't fuck with the original. You know, Gail Weathers gets stabbed and you think she may die. Of course, you don't think she will, because she just is in the hospital the whole time.
She's too much of a bitch to be dead. Come on, that bitch would never die. She's gonna be 99, stabbed 99 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, fuck you, I'm writing a book.
And then Dewey just, I think he realized, oh, there's murders happening. I'm going to stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
Because nothing happened to him. I think he got hit with a fucking...
For once.
He got hit with the little, the thing that patients pee in at the hospital.
Bedpan.
I was having a brain fart. He got hit in the head with that and knocked out. That was the worst that happened. As opposed to getting stabbed in the back, getting shot, I think, and getting, you know, fucked up all kinds of ways.
So, I just think that I'm so thankful for Scream, because, I mean, it's my shit, you know, like that also, it gave birth to a whole new group, or a whole new generation of horror fans.
Yeah.
Because it gave us something to relate to. Because there wasn't anything that used cell phones or the internet, or, you know, it was this new territory. It gave us, you know, something, and that's possibly, you know, something that ties into Ghostface can be anybody, because the anonymity of being online or a cell phone is you can be anywhere and you can be anyone, and that's untraceable. You know, you get a burner and no one's got that number. They don't know it's yours.
They really play with that in the TV show, because they have like all the things we have with social media now.
Yeah.
Snapchat and just shit like that, and text messages, which I didn't really think that'd be a good idea, but it works on the show.
I'm going to have to watch the show, because after Wes Craven died, you know, I started thinking about how much I really fucking love the Scream movies. Like, they're just really good. As cheesy as they are, that's why they're great.
Well, Scream was
it was tongue-in-cheek. It was very tongue-in-cheek.
But it was a love letter to all the horror movies.
Yeah.
Like, Sydney lived on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of other things. Drew Barrymore lives down the street from the people in Halloween that Jamie Lee Curtis sends the kids to go see.
Yeah.
And then they pay that back in Halloween H2O. She tells Josh Hartnett and Michelle Williams to go down the street to the Beckers, which
Casey
is
Becker.
Drew Barrymore's parents. Which I'm sure it's not the same characters, but
that was a great opening scene for the movie. I loved it because it didn't have anything to. I mean, it had something to do with the story, but it was its own standalone story.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great opening scene.
I love one thing that the thing about Scream when it came out. I was telling you about this before the podcast, and I won't talk too long about it. It was Friday the 13th in December of '96, and back then they would every channel practically showed a shitload of Friday the 13th. So I'm sitting there staying up all night.
I used to love that. My mom would get me a shit ton of snacks. I'd have a stomach ache the next day, but like we'd stay up all night watching. It was usually Friday the 13th movies. They'd have a marathon on USA.
Yeah.
And we'd watch them, fucking every one of them.
It was TNT, and it was Joe Bob Briggs, and when he wasn't talking during the commercials, it was all about Scream, and I was like, this movie needs to shut the fuck up, get back to Joe Bob Briggs, or fucking Friday the 13th. So I didn't see it in theaters, and then my mother rented it, and I watched it with her, and the thing that instantly caught me was the game. You know, he's quizzing Drew Barrymore about, you know, name the killer in Halloween, and the one thing that I loved, and some people still don't even know this, is name the killer in Friday the 13th, and they instantly say Jason.
Mrs. Voorhees was the
Jason's
killer.
mother.
Jason didn't come in until the sequel.
This is like...
They know their shit!
Awesome.
Because they made a movie for horror movie fans.
Yeah.
No horror movie was more playing to their audience than Scream. It was like Wes Craven was like, I know what these people want. Here's a great movie for all of you horror fans who know your shit. You will enjoy this 10 times more than everyone else. He was okay to pander.
At first, he didn't want to do it because a lot of people, when Kevin Williamson wrote it, and he was the writer of the Scream movies and Dawson's Creek, and
I didn't know that they were the same writer.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
He wrote...
I could totally see it now.
Yeah, Dawson is Randy.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
But, yeah, everyone saw it as a comedy, and then it got to him, and he said, no, I don't want to do it. And he was at a convention, and this random fan, who's probably the coolest guy ever, told him that he loved his movies, and he really needs to do another kick-ass horror movie, and never stop kicking ass. And that inspired him to take a second look at the script, which was called Scary Movie at the time. And he read it, and then he did it, and it was remarkable.
Yeah. So we have that one guy at the convention to thank.
Yeah, so your chances are you're not listening, but
if you're out there,
you're awesome.
We love you because I love Scream. I do. I love really everything about it. I know this podcast is just going to be Megan's love letter to the movie Scream.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, think about Ghostface and how I haven't seen the Scream series, so I'm not sure how the social media aspect of it plays in, but I can imagine. Just things that, I mean, that's like real life. That's like the Virginia shooter recently wearing a fucking GoPro camera when he kills someone. Yeah. You know, like, that shit's like, you could be scared of someone using social media to murder now.
Yeah. Well, in Scream 4, they had the whole thing of the killers would film the deaths.
Yeah.
And they would broadcast. I don't think they may have broadcasted one on the internet. Because one thing that was an issue in the Scream sequels was they'd have like a gimmick. The killer was a copycat killer.
Yeah.
Or he was leaving pictures of Sydney's mother, or videotaping it, and then when they realized it, the killers just stopped. But in the TV show, it's like they kind of take that idea and just run with it, and it's really cool.
Is it aware of the movies at all, or aware of what happened in the town? Does it have anything to do? Is it tied any to the movies?
They don't ever mention it. It's pretty self-contained, but it's not. They don't ever acknowledge that, you know, Scream's a movie or Stab's a movie. So I think they were just playing it safe and close to the chest with the first season. So maybe in the second season, we'll
someone will get pulled over by Deputy Dewey.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or Gail Weathers shows up. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The Gail Weathers character in the show is a podcaster.
Ah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, right on.
But the show, if you've seen the movies, you can kind of
follow.
You know, by the end of it, you may still get shocked of who the killer or killers. Because Scream always had 2 killers, except for the one movie. And I won't say if there's more than one killer, but, it is a series. So, you kind of can tell who the killers or killer is.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, when they revealed it, it's like, oh, that's cool. So.
Well, that's good. I'm definitely going to have to check it out now. So, let's talk about the babies of Scream, because I feel like I can name 2 right off the top of my head that I think really were super inspired by Scream.
There were a lot.
There were so many. The number 1 movie that comes to my mind is Cabin in the Woods.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking, but yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was being more, deliberately, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Yeah.
Urban Legend, Valentine. There's an Australian movie called Cut, which was really good. It had Molly Ringwald in it. It was kind of similar to Scream 3 and came out around the same time because they were making a movie. It's kind of like, have you seen that trailer for The Final Girls, I think it is? It kind of reminds me of, it's like if Scream, Cabin in the Woods, Friday the 13th definitely, and Last Action Hero had a kid.
God damn, I love Last
Because these kids, they're watching this. They don't hide the fact they're watching Friday the 13th, but it's not Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
They even had the sound effect and the camp, and something happens, and they end up in the movie. So that's the Last Action Hero element of it. So they've seen the movie, they know what's going to happen.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's got the girl that was Violet from American Horror Story.
Taste of Amnesia.
Yeah, her.
Could she have a more difficult name to say?
I know.
I believe that if my name was something like Taste of Amnesia and I was to become famous, I would change my name to something people could remember. I'm not saying that Jennifer Lawrence is more successful. I'm just saying everybody knows her name.
Yeah.
And everyone can say it when they look at it. Also, I just don't understand people who don't change their name from, Eliza Dushku. You really thought Dushku was a good last name? Because it sounds like douche cooch.
I don't care.
I know, no one does because she's so fucking hot.
I don't care.
She's 5x5, man.
She's Faith.
She is. She'll always be
I'm
Faith.
still waiting for that Faith show that we were promised.
Ha! You keep waiting.
Yeah, I know.
So,
And Ripper. I want Ripper.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
I know.
But I would say Cabin in the Woods, just because of how aware it is of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not making a movie, but they're almost making a movie.
Yeah.
And they're definitely, there are horror movie elements where they are aware of it and they know what to do and, that whole aspect, that whole chestnut. But also, have you seen the remake of not The Hills Have Eyes, the remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
Yes, of course.
I think that
definitely.
lot.
The ending.
Well, even the opening scene where the second death scene, I believe, where the couple's in the woods making out, and then the girl gets, I don't know if she gets actually hurt, but she's, covered in blood or something, and she runs to the movie. She stands in front of the movie screen where people are watching The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and she's screaming, and, that's very much the opening of Scream 3.
Scream 2, but yeah.
Yeah, Scream 2. But that movie was a movie about a movie that happened in a town. Mm-hmm. So it was very aware of itself and very meta the way that Scream was.
Yeah. I love The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
The remake was amazing. I was so happy with it. Mm-hmm. And Dennis O'Hare's in it. It's made by the team that did American Horror Story. Yeah. So
speaking of Dennis O'Hare, and it involves Town That Dreaded Sundown. It never dawned on me until The Town That Dreaded Sundown that he was in both True Blood and American Horror Story.
Yeah.
It never dawned on me. And I saw
Russell Edgington.
I know, and I saw Russell Edgington and American Horror Story the first season practically at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just never dawned on me until then. It's like, oh, there's the dude from what's his name in Murder House?
Larry.
Yeah, there's the dude from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. That's Russell from fucking True Blood. It's like, Mind blown.
Yeah. Such a great actor. His character in this season is an Elizabeth Taylor, like impersonator, I guess, or a drag queen who Lady Gaga calls Elizabeth Taylor, or Liz Taylor.
I was looking at the names, and I don't think they put a picture out of him yet.
No, but there's one teaser where there's like a hand that comes up and reaches into someone's mouth, and it looks like a guy in drag.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's kind of the person has on blue eyeshadow, and that's an Elizabeth Taylor thing. So I think that's a obvious hint that he's going to have some type of sexual interaction with Gaga.
I was looking at, because I couldn't remember if he was in Asylum, which he wasn't.
No. And
I was just looking at all the different character names, and it said Liz Taylor, and I was like,
yeah.
What?
It should be rad.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say Cabin in the Woods and Town That Dreaded Sundown remake
definitely, yes,
are super, I mean, just very much so baby of Scream.
I never would have thought of Town Dread Sundown. And just 'cause I don't know why, but I'd be like, oh, yeah, I know what you did last summer, an urban legend.
Well, I think those are almost too close to it to have to say that it birthed it, because they were basically at the same time. And I would say, I wouldn't say that I Know What You Did Last Summer is even in the same ballpark as Scream. It was so forgettable. That guy is not a horror icon. Mm-hmm. You know, like, what was he? The Hook guy?
The Fisherman.
The Fisherman. He just wasn't a good horror movie. Also,
he was more definitely, because Kevin Williamson, like I said, he was a huge fan of Halloween. Yeah. So he was more like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He would sit there and just walk.
It's like a zombie.
But that, you gotta admit, that scene where he chases Sarah Michelle Gellar, that was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. It had some really good parts. But it was overall just... Also, it suffered from the same problem that Final Destination had, which is, if you name your movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer, you didn't think ahead about what you might name the sequel. Is it I Know What You Did Summer Before Last?
Well, that's one thing I never got.
Just bad. You have to plan ahead for that, people.
They the first real trailer, it just said "I Still Know," and it's like, okay, well, I guess you could call it that. You get rid of the "What You Did Last Summer," and then the movie comes out, and it's like, "I Still Know What You Did Last Summer." Well, duh, you know that.
Yeah, you knew it the first time. Did you not? Did you forget it? And then,
I guess.
Oh shit! I still remember.
Well, that's kind of like.
Did you set up a little alarm on your iPhone? It was like, hey, remember what so and so did last summer?
Yeah, there was another horror sequel, The Last Exorcism.
Yeah,
it's like part 2.
You didn't think this out.
Which technically, I don't think there was an exorcism in the second ones. I could be wrong, but still,
Can't remember. I watched the second one. The first one was the first Last Exorcism.
Yeah,
was brilliant.
When what's his face from Saved by the Bell, the college years, Professor Lasky.
Yes, he was absolutely brilliant. It was like, I loved the idea that they were calling bullshit on it from the beginning. That was like the greatest thing. And the part in the beginning where he's like, I could teach a sermon on banana bread and these people would buy it. Mm-hmm. And he goes in there and he's like, I don't know much about anything, but I know if you take some bananas and some flour, you put some sugar in it and you bake it in an oven at 350 degrees, I know you will get banana bread. And everyone's like, yeah! Oh my God, it's perfect. It just shows
I really liked Last Exorcism.
And it was really good. The sequel did not have the same charm. It didn't have the heart of that character, because the girl wasn't the main character. It was the priest, you know? And they lost that completely in the second movie.
Well, also the first one, they kind of had the Blair Witch problem, where the first one was found footage, sort of. It was the style of found footage. And then the sequel is straight up normal movie. And it was like, that movie was an exorcism movie, and then it turned into Rosemary's Baby real quick. Mm-hmm. Like, real quick. Like, almost out of nowhere quick. Like, it was almost like that movie Final Prayer I was telling you about, where then they just got eaten by a worm. Yeah. And you're like, wait, what? I thought she was possessed. Not giving birth to the Antichrist. And then they I'm pretty sure they threw the baby
into the fire. And then Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was all about. What I would have liked would be maybe the sequel would have been like an investigation into that. Like it could have been, we could have had True Detective as a second season of that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it could have been a really fucking good movie instead of just following that bitch. First off, I don't care what happens to her after the second movie. I want to know what happened to her in the first movie. How did she get pregnant with a demon baby? I need to know that shit.
Because they just completely ignore.
Yeah, like it didn't
It's
happen
like
to her.
she's like sitting on the fucking counter of some random people, and then it's like, oh, she's in a home now.
Yeah, like,
And-
can we talk 1 second about she had a baby to friend of fire?
It's like, what happened to her dad or her brother?
Yeah, what happened to those crazy fucks who were obviously in on it? It's a really weird movie. It was good. The first one was really good. I loved it. The second one was not so good.
Did you ever see Wishmaster?
Yes, I was thinking about that movie today.
He didn't direct it, but he was a producer on it.
It had the guy that played Mikhail in Lost. Have you ever seen Lost?
No.
You would dig Lost. You really need to watch Lost.
I know. The thing is, with Lost and why I haven't watched it, I was about to start watching it, and then I watched that god-awful Judd Apatow movie. What was it? This is 40.
Oh, I love
And then
that
at
movie
one
so
point,
much.
at one point, the little girls are watching it, and it's like showing the end of Lost. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not watching Lost for a few years.
It's totally worth it. You don't even have to watch the end of Lost to enjoy Lost. That shit is crazy. First season and half of the second season kind of boring. Third season, what the fuck? That show just goes crazy. But
Isn't it J.J. Abrams?
yeah, and it's. Have you ever read any of the Dark Tower series by Stephen King?
One of them, long time ago. Couldn't tell you which one.
You need to go ahead and reread those because they're making the movie, and it's one of the most amazing stories I've ever read in my entire life. It is so immersive that it is wild. And some of the ideas, like the second book opens up with a giant fight scene between the first book, The Gunslinger, is basically a Western. There's not a lot supernatural about it. Pretty much just a Western. The second book travels dimensions. The first, battle scene in it is... Or maybe, no, I'm thinking the third book. Anyways, there's a giant battle between a giant robot bear. Sounds completely fucking ridiculous. It is so good. It is so good. But,
one thing that interests me about it is it shows you that all his books are connected.
yeah.
And of course, it's one of my favorite books. And and people think of it, they think of the movie.
Yeah.
There's so much in that book.
Yeah, that's not in the movie.
Yeah, I tell people oh, there were two It's. Oh yeah, there were two movies. No, there was one movie, but there was a good It and there was a bad It.
Yeah.
There was a spider and the turtle, and they're like, what?
Well, the turtle is in the Dark Tower.
Yeah,
He's one of the guardians of the beams.
One of the guys I was telling about it, or he was reading the Dark Tower, and he didn't know about the connection. And it's like, you need to read it when you're done. And I was telling him about it. I saw the movie. He's like, no, let me just go ahead and tell you there are two It's.
Yeah.
There's a spider and a turtle. Like, there's a turtle in this book.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there you go.
It's really incredible. It's his Lord of the Rings. I mean, it is such a grandiose story that I can see why J.J. Abrams was terrified to make it, because it's like it's got a fan base like Star Wars, except for there hasn't been a movie yet. And
I honestly would be surprised if they do actually make the movie, because they keep having a lot of false starts.
Because it's such a huge story.
Yeah.
I mean, until you read it, you have no idea the aspect of this giant idea. It is everything. It is literally everything, to the point where Stephen King is in one of the books. It is the craziest shit. It's so good. You have to read it. But I'm not exactly sure how we got on the tangent of The Gunslinger and why it's so amazing. No, Lost. Yes.
Lost.
You need to watch Lost.
We somehow got to Lost.
Don't know how we got to Lost, but you need to watch it. There's there's a character on there that's it's like Scream in the way that's very kind of aware of other things in the universe that exist.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Scream's my favorite Wes Craven movie. Absolutely. What's the next one or the last one?
Well,
It goes down to Scream 4, and that's it, right?
no, I mean, there's a few more, but we pretty much covered, or definitely talked enough about the Scream franchise. So we'll just skip over the sequels.
I think we covered those anyway.
Scream 2 was after Scream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well...
Didn't it go 4 and then 3?
No, literally, they rushed into Scream 2. We could do a whole freaking podcast about the behind the scenes of Scream. I wish that I had you or somebody when I did the Scream movies. I wanted to redo them, especially Scream 4. But after Scream 2 was Music of the Heart. It's a Meryl Streep movie. Not to talk trash about Meryl Streep or anything Wes Craven did, but
It's Meryl Streep.
it's based on a true story. It's teacher music.
It's Dangerous
Minds
Yeah.
for Lifetime, essentially.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. In Scream 3, he produced Dracula 2000. He had a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He produced They, which I remember being god-awful.
I don't believe I've seen They. Or maybe I saw a little bit of it, but I was pretty... What year did that come out?
2002.
Oh, really? I thought I was young when that came out. Nope. Maybe I was thinking Them. I think there's a movie called Them.
Oh, there's lots of movies called Them. But They was... Fuck, I really don't even care, but I gotta...
Is it like Little Gremlins or some shit like that?
I think it's like Ghosts or some shit. Okay. It had Mark Brucus or whatever his name was. And Ethan Embry.
Ooh. There's some early 2000s action for you there. Ethan Embry was still working.
Yeah, I know, right? The title. Okay, the plot centers around a group of 4 adults and their experience with the phenomenon of night terrors and the impact they had on their lives as children and how they come to haunt them. It sounds like an awesome movie, but I remember being garbage.
You gotta wonder if Wes Craven didn't suffer from sleep paralysis.
He just produced it. I don't really think he had.
It seems like it's something that interests him.
Yeah. That's on Netflix, and it actually sounds
I might have
good,
to watch
so I might have to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, if you watch it before me, let me know.
I just remember not liking it, but then again, that was 2002, so I was 17.
You were very cynical at 17, I remember. We didn't agree on a lot of movies then.
I don't think that I would have liked it. It was a different time.
Yeah.
But after he did Cursed, which was basically Scream with werewolves.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Just because old girl was in it. Christina Ricci.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's 100% the reason why I watched that movie.
Well, there was Kevin Williamson again, and it was him and Wes Craven teaming up, basically doing Scream, but with werewolves. And there's so much crap behind that movie. They changed the story, the cast. They practically had the exact same cast as Scream at one point, because they had Nev Campbell in it, and they had Skeet Ulrich, of course. And then Nev Campbell dropped out, and we got Christina Ricci, which, no offense to Nev Campbell, but Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
So, and then Skeet Ulrich dropped. His character, I think, got dropped completely. But basically, it was Christina Ricci and her brother, who is Jesse Eisenberg. They get.
I didn't know that was Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Huh.
They get into a wreck. They hit Shannon Elizabeth. No, a wolf jumps out in front of them, and they crash into Shannon Elizabeth. She gets dragged off and bitten in half. And they get scratched, and they become werewolves. And her boyfriend is Joshua Jackson, playing Joshua Jackson. He's Pacey, so he's cool.
I love Joshua Jackson. Can I just say, I love Joshua Jackson. Like, he's in a show that I'm watching, or that's on Showtime now, called The Affair.
Yeah.
Which he plays grown-up Pacey. It's just Pacey's not as witty as he used to be.
Pacey was awesome.
He was the greatest guy ever. I read an article not too long ago that was like what Pacey or how Pacey Witter taught us what love was. And it was just all the awesome, great things he did. Like,
I saw that.
He was like the greatest boyfriend ever on anything ever.
I have to say, even though Wes Craven had nothing to do with Dawson's Creek, you know, I was all about Dawson, of course, when it started. And then when the triangle started, and I was like, fuck you, Pacey. But then, as the show progressed, Pacey was a very relatable character.
Yeah.
And Dawson just was like...
He was too up his own ass.
I can't deal with Dawson anymore. And then, you know, the Dawson cry face, which is
oh my god.
It was annoying back then.
So
and I remember
good.
watching that episode.
It came on TV not too long ago. I watch it every time it's on TV. And that episode came on not too long ago, and I thoroughly had a good laugh.
Mm-hmm. I can't really... I kind of dig James Vanderbeek, because he's funny.
I wish he was in more stuff.
He makes fun of himself a lot.
I wish he was in more stuff because I think he's capable of it. I just think people are scared to cast Dawson Leary.
Yeah. He was on that show. Well, I mean, he had a reoccurring character on How I Met Your Mother, and every time he showed up, he was awesome. But he was, Don't Trust the Bitch and...
Yeah, Apartment 23.
Whatever. And he basically played himself, and that was pretty funny. But yeah, Pacey was fucking awesome.
He was the heart of that show.
It's like you... And then when the show ended, and they were like, "Who is she going to get with?" And it's like, you know, if she ends up with Dawson, I know how it happened in real life because a lot of it was supposedly based on Kevin Williamson's his life, and he's gay.
Yeah.
So if they stay true to form,
I mean, I think
Joey
everyone
and
would have
Dawson
totally believed that Dawson was gay.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
Joey had to give him the sex talk.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know what happened in real life, and I don't want it to happen the way it happened in real life, supposedly, because Dawson turns gay. It's like, yeah, she's got to pick Pacey.
Oh, yeah.
But back to Cursed, and it didn't do good, and it was, like, Wes Craven, eventually, he didn't even like it.
Yeah.
He's like, he wanted to distance himself. It's like, he just released it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he will always, every movie you buy of his on DVD, he always does a commentary. That one is like, fuck that movie.
Yeah. It probably ended up being something completely different than what he wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, I still dug it.
Yeah.
I didn't really dig the ending because they, like I said, it's kind of like Scream with werewolves, and they kind of set up, oh, they could actually make a sequel. And it's like, yeah, we got the sequel in the last 10 minutes of the movie. It's like, yeah, you can't really do much after that.
Yeah.
The curse is gone, essentially, I guess.
Yeah.
And Cursed also had dude from Heroes.
Milo Ventimiglia?
Yeah, him.
I like him.
He was such a... And I love that movie because... Or his character in that movie because he's like the stereotypical jock. Is like calling Jesse Eisenberg gay and faggot and stuff like that. And then like they have that scene that they ultimately ripped off in one of the Spider-Man movies. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man, where he beats him at basketball. And then he like comes to him later on when the scary shit's starting to happen. It's like, I saw something in you, and I'm gay, and you it's kind of like when on Buffy when Xander confronted ironically it was a werewolf episode, the jock that was always picking on him, and it turned out he was gay. Damn, I didn't think about that till just now. Huh. Kevin Williamson ripped off Buffy. I'm not surprised. Kevin Williamson's a fucking douche. He is, because he starts shit, he never finishes it. Because he started the Scream movies, and then he started Dawson's Creek, and yeah, he came back and finished, I guess you could say, Scream 4, because he wrote it, and the last episode of Dawson's Creek, but anything in between is like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And he also does the Vampire Diaries, and it's like, I seriously tried.
Oh, God.
And I was like, no, man. And what else is there? The Following, I think the Kevin Bacon show.
I tried to watch that because I really like Kevin Bacon, and the idea behind it's kind of cool. Couldn't do it. Couldn't follow it. Couldn't follow The Following. Couldn't do it. So, I think, what do we have left besides Cursed? That was pretty much the last thing, right?
Yeah, then it's
production. He produced a bunch of stuff.
He did My Soul to Take, which you didn't see, and I really don't remember. And Scream 4.
I love Scream 4. I thought it was a great end if that's the last one that we have, it was a good one.
Well, really, what can you go after that? Because each movie kind of has Ghostface has his gimmick. The first one is scary movies. The second one is sequels. The third one is trilogies. The fourth one, which is the next logical step, would be remakes. What else is there? Well,
reboots.
There is the only thing I could think of, because I was sitting there thinking about it, because it ends so perfectly. Scream 4 is, I guess, around that time, that's when we got Bates Motel, Hannibal, and they started saying, "Oh, we're gonna make Friday the 13th. We're gonna make Hellraiser."
Yeah.
And hopefully, if they do Hellraiser, it'll be on a good station where they can show shit like HBO.
Yeah, I don't see how you could do a TV show about fucking Hellraiser.
Oh, you could. But
I mean, Ryan Murphy would 100% have to do it, so...
Yeah, either him or Clive Barker. There's so much...
I don't think Clive Barker's going to be doing much of anything.
Yeah.
But...
There's so much
Ryan
mythos.
Murphy could totally take the reins from Clive Barker. He does the sexual darkness thing very well. And Clive Barker is a perverse motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just completely perverse. Which I don't mind. I think that, you know, as the Bible says, there's a time to reap and a time to sow. There's a time to dance. There's a time for perverse
Clive
shit.
Barker's definitely really good at, and there's some other people like that, and I think Ryan Murphy is too. He can take the most sadistic shit and make it beautiful.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I can't think of who does the Hannibal show, but they did that too.
Takashi Miike is good at that, or I think it might be Takashi Mike. I don't know how he says
one
his
of those
last
Takashi guys, yeah. I couldn't tell you which one.
He does horror, beautiful horror, where it's like, I should not be okay with seeing this. This is... He also does, like, really intense, like, sexual situations in a horrific way. You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think he would be a very good person to do a reboot on Hellraiser. That's my pick. Although he's got a lot of shit on his plate, so... I don't know if we'll get a Hellraiser series out of him when he's got Scream Queens and hopefully 2 American Horror Stories, American Crime Story. He's got a lot of shit coming out.
Yeah. But, and then he's the producer on the Scream show, which he had some creative input into it, I know.
Hopefully he didn't have any creative input on that horrible mask. It looks like a blow-up doll. I cannot take it seriously. It looks like someone could seriously fuck its face. I mean, it's got a perfect mouth hole for it.
Yeah.
It's just... I imagine Ghostface gets drunk at a party and falls asleep and somebody draws a giant dick on his face. Or, like, insert penis here with an arrow to his mouth hole. That's what I imagine.
But...
So I'm going to have to check out the Scream series.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've made it through...
Pretty much his whole filmography now.
Yeah. What I'm happy about is that he left us such a gigantic, like, wealth of movies to learn by. You know? Mm-hmm. So hopefully not hopefully, most definitely the horror genre is a better place because... he has been here. But not only that, like we've said, I mean, we have named movie after movie that is based on ideas or concepts that he brought to the table. So, you know, I think that, you know, 100 years ago they had, or maybe 200 years ago, poets were their thing, you know, and then we had musicians that were big things. I think now, like, there are filmmakers, you know, we have huge icons that are filmmakers. I mean, we've talked about Clive Barker a lot in this. Clive Barker's one of the next ones that'll probably go, you know, and then we'll be having the Clive Barker one, you know, like it's going to be, we have to get, we're getting our new crew of people in. I mean, we've got James Wan, who does, in my opinion, the best horror movies that have been out in the past few years.
Yeah, he doesn't need to abandon the horror genre.
No, dear
That's
God,
one thing
no.
That he did. Well, I mean, he did Saw and he did Dead Silence, and he did a little action movie in between Dead Silence and I think Insidious was the next one. But then now he's done Furious 7, which isn't a terrible movie. It is what it is, and it works. I think it's really clouded by the fact that it's Paul Walker's last
Yeah, I feel
movie.
like that anybody could have made that movie, and it would have been a good movie to everybody who loves Paul Walker.
Yeah. But, I mean, now he's involved in... He's going to produce, if they make it, the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Jesus, please. Please.
I know,
Please.
I hope he does.
Please make it happen.
But, I mean, I think he's going to direct Aquaman. And everything you hear about what he's going to be doing is like, okay, yeah,
Is he doing The Conjuring 2 Enfield Ghost?
Yes, I think he's
good.
doing,
Thank God.
I think so, yes.
Because that whole idea of following around the Warrens, such a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
They were real people who did crazy shit. I mean, it's just such a great idea for a horror franchise.
Yeah. Well, we got... I completely forgot about Conjuring 2. I was about to say, all his next movies are like action or different.
Now we got Enfield
genres.
Ghost coming, and
Yes.
and I don't know if you've looked into the Enfield Ghost story, but
Not
there's
so
some
much.
pretty crazy pictures that people have of people levitating. Like the ghosts were like levitating people off the bed, and they were like in the picture. People can't really debunk it. I mean, it's not. It doesn't look like she jumped off the bed or someone threw her. Like everyone else in the room is just kind of like, oh, what the fuck?
I'm kind of straying away from really reading too much about it, so when I see the movie, if they do it justice, and he probably will.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. But yeah, we got James Wan. We keep saying Ryan Murphy.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy, I think, has a lot to do with the new cycle of horror that's coming out. That's more inwardly based. It's not we're gonna put on a mask and be horror people. It's look at how horrific regular people are. Mm-hmm. These are people who live next door to you. Look at how fucking terrifying people have become.
Well, you notice American Horror Story got big, and then that's when they kind of started doing all these other horror shows, and
anthologies are now a thing because True Detective,
yes.
because there's only one really great way to do a horror TV show, and it's like that. You can't, because anything that you stretch out over 6 seasons cannot be scary. It cannot be scary unless you start from fresh every single season. It's so brilliant. I mean, Ryan Murphy nailed it. I mean, Masters of Horror was the closest thing to American Horror Story because it was a constant good horror stream, and it was a new idea when they came out, and it was their standalone movies. There
was a show that I think it technically was Masters of Horror, but it got moved from Showtime to like NBC. It was basically the exact same concept and the same people. It was Fear Itself, and it was pretty freaking good too.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to look into that.
It's really hard to find. I had it on DVD, but it's kind of hard to find now. But I mean, it's the exact same concept. And Darren Lynn Bousman did one.
Yeah, he's the guy that did Repo the Genetic Opera, Devil's Carnival, and he's about to do Alleluia, the sequel to Devil's Carnival.
Yeah, and he of course got
which,
started.
by the way, what's today's date? Is it the 1st?
It's the 2nd. About to be the 3rd.
Tonight, right now they're showing it in Atlanta. There's a Q&A. I wanted to go to that so bad.
When I first, we keep jumping off of Wes Craven, but when I first saw Devil's Carnival, I was a little disappointed because I was expecting Repo. But it's not as catchy as Repo, but it's still good.
I was very pleasantly surprised because there were a lot of people in the movie that I was excited to see, and like the songs. I'm a theater fan. First I was a horror fan, and then I was a theater fan, and then I was a musical fan, and then I realized you could combine all of them, and I love it. It's definitely more theatrical than horror, but it is so good. It's a shorter movie, so I mean it's
it's like an hour.
Yeah, it's like an hour long. But what I absolutely love about it is that he used the money from like crowdfunded stuff and Repo the Genetic Opera to make a movie that he could afford and that he wanted to make.
Yeah.
Nobody could tell him what the fuck to put in his movie, or that no one was going to like that many songs, or that the movie should be longer, or that they should have this person in it. He could do what the fuck he wanted to do, and he did it. And I love that.
Yeah.
I will, no matter what, watch his movies and support him because he's making his art. Fuck what everybody else says. It's like podcasting. It's like, you can do podcasting and do it inside your own means and get your shit out there. For him, it's not getting a big budget, making it grandiose. It's getting exactly what he wants out there without having to what's the word? Compromise.
Yeah. Well, his episode was really good. It was called New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I think it was New Year's Eve. But it was a zombie movie or episode, but it was not your typical zombie thing. And it has a little twist, and if I talk about it more, I'll ruin the twist. So, because it's only like 30 minutes long or 40 minutes long.
I have the Showtime app. I think all the Masters of Horror is on there.
Yeah. It might be on there. It
yeah,
wasn't Showtime. It was NBC, though.
We've got the Penny Dreadful that's coming out now. I mean, this is definitely a resurgence of horror. And also, a thing that I think Ryan Murphy and even James Wan brought to the table was the idea that horror can be well written. Mm-hmm. And some of that was lost over the years because after Scream, unfortunately, the side effect of Scream and it being tongue-in-cheek was that Scary Movie came out. And the genre, people misunderstood, being tongue-in-cheek with it we're not taking this seriously. Mm-hmm. And no, we're definitely taking it seriously. It's just we can also see the funny side in it too, obviously. But
and also they get actual good actors that you
exactly.
normally wouldn't
That's what
see
I was saying. It's so well written that actually well-trained actors are like, damn, this stuff's good. Let me get in on it. Like Jessica Lange. I mean, Jessica Lange coming back to horror was like the second coming of Christ. Like, she opened the door. I mean, we got Patti LuPone on. She was on Coven, but Ryan Murphy didn't utilize her. Mm-hmm. Her role in Coven. When I found out Patti LuPone, who is a Broadway Tony Award-winning actress, was going to be on Coven, I was like, Ryan Murphy is going to use the shit out of her. It's going to be amazing. She had like 4 scenes. Yeah. None of them were amazing. She went on Penny Dreadful, and her character's name was the cut wife of Ballantyre Moore. So you can only imagine, it was as rad as it sounded. She was intensely amazing. And just that performance, was so fucking chillingly good. And you have fucking, I want to call her Desiree, but that's her name in Freak Show, Angela Bassett. Mm-hmm. You've got Kathy Bates. I mean, you've got her eyes. What's her name? Eva Green.
Yes.
Which is in Penny Dreadful. You have Timothy Dalton is in Penny Dreadful. You just have all of these great. I mean, look at True Detective. That was a horror series with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's
and Woody Harrelson. It. Really great actors are coming to the horror genre. I mean, even with The Conjuring, and even Insidious. I mean, Barbara Hershey. She was a good actress, and with The Conjuring, you've got Owen brother. What's his name?
Owen brother.
He's not one of the Owens, but I always think that Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson. I always think he's one of the Wilson brothers, like Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. I just imagine he's their younger brother, Patrick. That's not the case. He's not related to them.
He was also in Insidious.
He is, yeah. But he's a really great actor. And you've got Tessa Farmiga's older, Vera Farmiga, that's in it, who's also a great actor. She was in a Scorsese movie. Really great actors and actresses are coming to the genre that didn't for a while. So, I mean, it's a more realistic almost version of horror that's coming around. It's not I don't know,
it's not teen slashers.
Yeah, it's not a
even if they weren't slashers, they essentially were teen slashers.
And a lot of them were about teenagers.
Yeah.
This is more of the teenagers in the 90s are now adults now, and this is what we're seeing as horror.
Did you ever see Sinister? The
Yes. Yes. Okay, first off, they literally showed every scary part in the trailer.
I didn't ever see the trailer.
It was every death scene, which were the generally unnerving parts. There was one part in the movie that scared the shit out of me, and I think you can imagine what part that is.
Probably, yeah.
The kid in the box, where the kid, like, he hears something, and his kid, like, sleepwalks, and so he walks in the room, and there's this box, and then it opens, and, like, an arm reaches out. I was so scared. It was a kid sleepwalking. That was it. That was the scariest part of the movie. I was genuinely not scared by anything else. Also, I didn't know that the drummer for Slipknot was a serial killer now.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah, he cannot be the boogeyman and the drummer for Slipknot. You have to choose one or the other. And I think that was an oversight on the people who made that character. You can't give him a mask that looks just like... I mean, he looks just like the dude from Slipknot.
Well, one thing in Sinister that I guess it's not really a scare, but I guess it was a shock. Because I thought about if I was in that situation. And all the situations I imagine are fucked up. But it's like buried... It's like, I think they were buried, you know, up to the neck. And then they ran a lawnmower over. It's like,
Yeah.
that's got to be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And now I think they're doing it in Scream Queens.
Oh, I'm sure. I will watch Scream Queens.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see Ariana Grande die.
Yeah. I don't hate her as much as everyone else because I don't listen to her music. I've listened to one song, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't use consonants. It's just, hello, how are you? It's basically that. I don't know what she's saying. But I did watch her in, I think it's called Sam and Cat.
Yes.
My niece watches the shit out of that show, and she's really funny on it. So
she's her voice.
Her voice is so annoying, but she's so fucking dumb, and it's funny what I've seen of her. So I don't hate her because I mostly have seen her from that show, and I liked her on that show. So I'll give her a chance on Scream Queens. I hate Emma Roberts so much, and I like her so much at the same time.
I don't hate her.
She's such a cunt, but I think that's why I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like that she's just a skinny bitch. Like, she got them twig legs, and she's just a bitch. Like, she's never been a redeeming character. Like, even in Freak Show, she was a bitch. Like, she did she love Jimmy? I'm not sure. She was a bitch.
Mm. She was the killer in Scream 4.
Yeah. I mean, I like that she's able to be a tiny little skinny girl and be a killer in a horror movie. You know? Like, it's kind of unrealistic. But I like it. I believe it.
Well, she had the Culkin brother helping her. He probably did all the brute work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, one thing I like about her is, of course, she's Julia Roberts' niece.
Eric Roberts is her dad.
Yeah. She does not do... I mean, when she was younger, I never really watched any of the shit she was in. But she just seems like, oh, she's going to grow up and be her aunt.
Right.
Just, you know, but no.
She's a little bit edgier. She's not doing the whole America's Sweetheart angle for sure.
No. And that's what I was... when I saw the trailer for Scream 4, I was like, oh, and she's going to be the new Sydney. I was like, okay. It's like, whoa. And someone had told me she was the killer because someone spoiled the ending before the movie even fucking came out on the internet because he was an asshole. But that's why I don't go to IMDb message boards and make enemies anymore.
I only go to IMDb when I'm trying to prove someone wrong. That's the only time I go to IMDb.
What it was I made an enemy on there, and I guess he worked at the movie theater or a movie theater, and he saw. I was like, oh yeah. He sent me a personal message, and then the title was, you know, I think her name was Jill and whatever the fuck Macaulay Culkin's baby brother.
What a dick.
It's like killers. And I was like, no, that's stupid. She's not going to be the killer. And so, watching the movie with that still in my mind, it's like, maybe. Oh, fuck.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
So that's why I stayed completely off the internet last night when it came to the show, because I didn't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I'm like that with a lot of shows. Like, we were recording our other podcast when True Detective, the final episode aired, and I was just like, well, I can't check Facebook before I go to bed, guys, so gotta go watch True Detective and be disappointed as fuck. There's one right there.
Yeah, I know. I saw it the other night.
It's a freebie.
It's like, it's a long little cigarette.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's menthol or not. Oh, and I have these here.
But back to Wes Craven.
Yeah, back to Wes Craven.
It's supposed to be about him, and we've gone completely off.
Well, I don't think we've gone too far off. We've in a couple points, but
well, we were talking about the new generation.
Yeah, the stuff that he is.
One of these people we mentioned is going to be the next Wes Craven.
Yeah, or already is. I mean, I think Ryan Murphy is definitely the new Clive Barker. I think that's easily said. But I think possibly the new Wes Craven might be James Wan. I mean,
I hope so.
I think he's got a really good mind for lore.
Didn't Ryan Murphy's? Didn't he do Glee also?
Yeah.
So he's not. And didn't he do something before that? I didn't ever really pay attention to him.
He did Nip Tuck, which, if you watched all of Nip Tuck, was kind of horrific. I mean, there was a lot of horror elements in that show. There was a serial killer who attacked beautiful
that had
people.
Julian, what's his face in it?
Julian McMahon?
Yeah. Yeah, so that...
I hope he comes back to American Horror Story.
It
would be great.
You and that other person were telling me about it back in the day. I was like, I'll watch it whenever.
It's all on Netflix. It's really, really good. The Moira from the first season, Frances Conroy, she is in an episode with the lady that plays Marcy the Realtor in the first season, who's going to be in season 5 of American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
They're in one episode, and a lot the show's about plastic surgeons, but they have like a patient of the week basically on every episode, and a lot of this shit that happens to the people is fucking horrific. Like one of the episode that I'm talking about with Frances Conroy and the lady that plays Marcy the Realtor, I don't know what her name is in real life.
Something Easterbrook.
It is. Is she related to Leslie?
Christine Easterbrook. I don't know. I remember seeing that name and just seeing the Easterbrook. It's like, oh, she's going to be in it, and I'm looking for her.
No.
Like, where the fuck is she?
But they were in an episode of Nip Tuck where Frances Conroy's character had a chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee attacked Marcy the Realtor, whatever, Christine Easterbrook, attacks her character and fucks her face up real bad, and Frances Conroy has to kill it to keep it from killing her friend. And the monologue that she does about having to kill her child, it was her child, and it was brutal. And it had like flashbacks to the attack, and it had the screaming of the chimpanzee. It was just horrific. It was one of the scariest moments in that show.
It's funny you bring this up because the other day, ironically, I was watching videos on YouTube of like weird 911 phone calls. And there's one that's very similar to that. In fact, it sounded a little too staged. So it may have been the audio from that scene.
It was
may have been her little monologue.
Intense. Yeah, it was crazy. And it just stuff like that. I mean, there were horror themes, and these people were horrific people. So I mean, it had a lot to do with, I think, American Horror Story, especially season 1, and the relationship drama. But I could see someone like James Wan doing a character like Freddy, because who's to say that the character from Sinister, or not Sinister, the character from Insidious, the first one, isn't going to come back and be the next Freddy. We've seen him in a couple of them, but we haven't seen him. There's going to be another Insidious, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we had chapter 3, so I'm sure we'll have chapter 4. Well, chapter 3 wasn't bad. It just, I wanted to see the demon from the first 2 movies. You give me a demon in 2 movies, and I expect you to follow that demon.
Well, James Wan technically did create a horror icon. He just created, I'm talking about Jigsaw, but they took it from him. Well,
I guess maybe then, James Wan definitely is the next Wes Craven, because Jigsaw is most definitely, a masked...
Love him or hate him, or the Saw movies, there's an icon.
Yeah, he's the masked killer. He's the smart guy behind it all, And whatever he was doing to you, you might not have been in a dream, but he's going to put you in that impossible situation and make you fucking die. You know, like it's almost impossible for you to get out of this situation.
Yeah. But
so I could see him being the Wes Craven of the next generation.
Oh, definitely. I'm running out of space on the camera.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you hear that?
Yeah. I don't even care. But yeah, it's just, well, I mean, he was, I think, 76 years old, so he
had a good life. He left us a lot of good stuff to remember him by.
That list of movies, I can't honestly say that I hated any of them.
No.
I mean, like I said, I think I said before the podcast, we skipped over Red Eye.
Oh, yeah.
But really, it didn't really.
So did a lot of people.
I didn't like Red Eye when I first saw it.
I like Cillian Murphy. I think he's a great actor. I believe in him.
Yeah. I think it's one of those movies I should give a second chance to, kind of like They, which I will give that a second chance. And I think Red Eye is on Amazon. Or my mother has it. I'll just steal it from her.
Or you could just borrow it from Eric's mom.
Yeah. But, he made Freddy and Ghostface, those are the ones he's always going to be remembered for. But, I mean, he did
The Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes. And he's one of the few directors that, he came back for the remakes, and he was involved with them.
Yeah, I can
he
say...
He didn't go all John Carpenter and was like, oh, just do whatever.
Yeah, wash my hands of it.
And that's not a stab at just the Halloween movies. That's how John Carpenter is with all his movies.
Yeah.
You don't take the money and run.
Yeah. You see it out. You make sure they don't bastardize your characters, which is probably why all the Scream movies kind of good. Pretty good, all of them. I mean, Scream 3, I think, was the weak one for me.
Well, Scream 3, unfortunately, came out, or it was in production during Columbine. And that was when, and Scream, I think, was one of the movies they were trying to blame on the Columbine thing. So there's like no blood in that movie practically at all. And that, you don't need blood to make a good horror movie, but
it helps.
When Drew Barrymore gets gutted and hung from a tree.
You set standards.
And fucking Jamie Kennedy gets pulled into a van and stabbed several times. And the cop in Scream 2 that he's on top of the car and they crash into a freaking thing of pipes and it goes through his eye. You gotta kind of have some, gruesome shit. Not get stabbed once in the kidney. Everybody got stabbed in the kidney in that movie. And then I was bitching about that, and I call him my dad. He was like, well, if you got stabbed in the kidney, you instantly would die. I'm like, okay, but still, it's kind of weak. And I'm still not entirely sure that's true, that you would just, and like when Jenny McCarthy died, she gets stabbed, she's dead instantly. Like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Probably takes a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, pretty sure. And then also, like I said, Kevin Williamson's a douche. He didn't come back and write it. He wrote an outline here. I'm doing Wasteland, and nobody remembers Wasteland.
No. Or have fun with that.
I'm doing Teaching Mrs. Tingle, which was pretty bad.
I remember that movie. It was called, but I remember it being called Dangerous Behavior. Was it the same goddamn movie? But one had Katie Holmes in it?
I don't even know what Disturbing Behavior?
Disturbing Behavior, that's it.
Well, no, the Teaching Mrs. Tingle was, I think he was inspired by another Lois Duncan book, which, Lois Duncan was, I Know What You Did Last Summer Woman. They wrote it in the 70s, and it was like a teen book. That, somehow he picked it up, and he said, I'm going to turn it into Prom Night or every other slasher movie that, someone died and the killer comes back, whatever. And she wrote this book called Killing Mr. Griffin, where these kids kidnap their teacher because he gives them a bad grade or some shit like that. And that's essentially what Teaching Mrs. Tingle was Katie Holmes got caught
I think I'm
cheating.
I'm just confusing Disturbing Behavior with Teaching Mrs. Tingle.
Yeah.
That's definitely what's happening.
And it was garbage. I don't like Katie Holmes.
I don't either. Can I just say,
oh
my God, she's on a makeup commercial, and I just want to be like, you couldn't have got somebody that was pretty. Well, Katie Holmes always has der face. It's just like der.
One of the most hated movies of recent memory is Jack and Jill. My issue with Jack and Jill is
Everyone hated that movie.
Is
pretty
not
much across the board.
My issue with Jack and Jill is not Adam Sandler and his goofiness that doesn't work anymore. It's the fact that Katie Holmes was in it, and Al Pacino, made a complete ass of himself in that movie. But yeah, my issue with Jack and Jill is Katie Holmes.
I don't understand her being cast as Rachel in the Batman movie, and I don't understand Maggie Gyllenhaal being cast as Rachel. Could they not cast an attractive person? Not saying that either one of those women are not attractive, but I do not find them to be attractive, and if I were a billionaire, them would be the ones I would not pick.
I jokingly, every once in a while, call the Batman movie she was in Batman's Creek. Because I can't get... She's Joey Potter to me, for one thing, and that's not fair. But she is essentially Batman's Joey Potter. They're like best friends when they're kids, and will they, won't they bullshit. I guess Batman needed a girlfriend because he
needed a reason.
It couldn't be it couldn't be Talia, it couldn't be Catwoman, which we'd seen Catwoman. Well, I understand Catwoman because the year before the Halle Berry movie came out.
Yep.
But Batman, it could. He has other girlfriends. You don't have to make up one. And I can't stand Katie Holmes.
I don't know. She bores me. She's very plain and not in a good way.
Yeah, and everything I see her in, she's Joey Potter.
Yeah. She's never done a role where she was, like, completely against cast or against type, Yeah. She was 100%. She's always the good girl.
The only thing I can think of is that Sam Raimi movie, The Gift.
Yes, which I fucking love that movie.
That's like the only thing I can think of where she isn't Joey Potter.
But she was still kind of like a good girl with the bad girl in the back. Like she still played the good girl part, kind of. She was just super slutty. You get to see her boobies in that movie.
Yeah.
Greedy.
Which isn't that great, but whatever.
They weren't that bad. But that was a great movie. I highly recommend anyone watch that movie.
Yeah.
It still scares the shit out of me. You know that is... that Billy Bob Thornton wrote that movie. It is based on his life. His mother was like a fortune teller.
I hadn't thought about that for a while, and I probably forgot until you mentioned it, but yeah.
That's why he's so cool. Kate Blanchett's I think she's one of the best actresses in Hollywood.
Yeah, definitely.
In that movie, there's one scene where... maybe the most convincing role since Bill and Ted's that fucking Keanu Reeves has ever played. But he was really good in that movie. Mm-hmm. Shockingly enough, he was like, "Whoa, stop talking to my wife about the future." He wasn't like that, but he was really good. But at one point in the movie, he busts in the house, like he busts through the door, and she falls through like paint trying to get him out. And she's like standing in front of her kids, defending them basically, and she is shaking like a leaf. Like she is such a great actress that
she really
could
is.
You imagine like being an actress, remembering your lines, having to have that much emotion and that much control over your body that you can... It just seems so wild to me to put my head in that headspace where you have to be that emotive. I don't know. I mean, I've acted in high school, but nothing nearly that I would have to get into that kind of... like, no wonder she won a fucking Oscar or 2 or 3. I don't know how many she has. Give them all to her. She's the next Meryl Streep.
Yeah. She really is good. And I think she's hot. And she's not very attractive.
It's in a very, like, regal way.
It's like... I think it's just because she's
just
really
a damn good actress.
I remember I went and saw the first Lord of the Rings movie with one of our friends. It isn't Brandon. And I just looked over at him one time during one of her scenes. Like, I think it actually was when she like spazzes out. What she would do if she had the ring. I was like, wow, she's hot. It was so fucking funny. But, yeah.
Wes Craven, man. I hate to see him go, but I'm hoping he's living the dream. Whatever he wanted. I hope he is being reborn right now into someone, I don't know, in like India or something. And in 25 years, we get a whole nother run of Wes Craven films.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. I hope I'm around to see the next birth of Wes Craven.
The 50th remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because you know they're remaking it again.
Jesus Christ.
I'm convinced it's
Why?
to keep the rights. Because you know
who's playing Freddy?
they haven't even
They
started.
better not. They better fucking just get Robert Englund. It'll be a hit.
There was everybody's like, there was this, I don't know if it was a rumor, but it was on one of the big sites. And they said that they were going to completely CGI Freddy.
Oh my God, no.
But have Robert Englund as the voice and motion capture. Because apparently they're really thinking about resurrecting dead actors that way.
Oh God.
Because that's
so
like a new
creepy.
thing.
It's so creepy. And I'm not into it. That's so creepy. I don't want to see a Robin Williams movie that's not Robin Williams. And
hell
if
no.
you can do that, then is that kind of like artificial intelligence? Like, what happens when the computer that you programmed to be Robin Williams starts telling new jokes? You know, like...
Well, my thing
creepy.
is, if I'm kind of maybe on the fence about it, like in that situation where the actor is still alive, but he's too old or she's too old to do it, but you could still pull it off.
Yeah.
Maybe, but when you start bringing back Marlon Brando or you said Robin Williams, that's an excellent example. You can't duplicate Robin Williams. I actually saw this documentary about him on Amazon Prime, and it literally almost made me cry. I'm surprised I didn't, because it was... You gotta think about this, and I'm not the first person to say this, and I stole it from somebody, but it shows what kind of world we live in where the funniest guy is depressed.
Isn't it
Or something.
Pagliacci's clown, or it's not
Yeah.
Pavarotti. I think it's Pagliacci.
Pagliacci, yeah.
Yeah, where the guy goes to the doctor and I'm just so depressed, man. I just can't seem to get it together. I'm just bawling his eyes out. I just can't get happy. And he's like, go see Pagliacci. He's playing in town tonight. It's the funniest guy in the world. He's like, I am Pagliacci.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that is the saddest idea. You know, like, and
That's how I see Robin Williams, knowing that, you know, I hate to say that he killed himself, but, I mean, he did.
I mean,
It's hard to believe that that guy, the funniest guy we grew up on.
the funniest guy I'll ever see in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like, you could not script him. You know, like, he was so expressive, and he was such a good actor.
I can't remember which movie. I think it was Aladdin, and that's, I guess, not that hard to believe, but all his lines are pretty much ad-libs.
Yeah. You've seen Dead Poet Society, right?
Yeah, long time ago, though, but yeah. I don't need to see it to know that it's a great movie.
It's him. There's one scene where, like, he's telling, I'm pretty sure it's Dead Poet Society, where he's telling the dude, he's like, it's not your fault. And the guy's like, I know. And he's like, no, it's not your fault.
You sure that wasn't Good Will Hunting?
It might be a Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
That is one of the best scenes ever of any movie. Like, that, I don't know if anyone's ever been in that situation. I don't know what I would feel as a person if someone told me that. Just, look, it's not your fault. You know, like, because there's so much stuff on us as human beings that we just accept as being our fault that's completely out of our hands. There are things that, you know, I agonize over that are 100% out of my control, that are 100% not my fault. I still agonize over them, you know? Just, I don't know, that scene has always resonated with me.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know. I don't want to see a robot Robin Williams, and I don't want to see a robot Robert Englund, because the truth is he's still alive, and I would rather see an old Freddy who can't get around. I hate CGI.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate CGI blood. I hate CGI movies. I don't like them, because things were 200 times better when they were puppets or animatronics. At least I was scared of them because I could touch them, and I was scared of them and they were scary.
Well, that's one good thing about Mad Max, is there's like
There are many great things about Mad Max.
Well, that's one thing is, if you watch that movie, yes, there is a little bit of CGI because you can't get around some things like the storm.
Yeah.
But all that shit where they're on the cars and shit, that's real.
Yeah, and there's no substitute for that.
Yeah.
As much as great as computers are, they're still not perfect, and I would much rather see shitty real life than fantastic made up stuff that I could never in my wildest dreams ever see or touch. You know? Like, it's scarier to me to imagine this thing that lives in a warehouse somewhere. That is nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jaws ride. Jaws is scary because that fucker lives at Universal Studios and he can fucking get you. You know, like, it's scary. If they did, I mean, Deep Blue Sea wasn't scary. It was CGI sharks. Those things weren't real. I wasn't scared of them.
No. I like Deep Blue Sea, but
it was a great movie, but it wasn't a scary shark movie.
No. Aside from when Samuel Jackson eats it.
That was one of the greatest death scenes of any show.
What's so cool about that, though, is that scene was actually spoiled for me because they had it on the movie awards, the MTV Movie Awards, and I saw the movie a few months afterwards. It still caught me off guard.
You're still like, fuck! Oh, fuck!
I thought he at least would finish what he was saying.
Nope. We're not gonna fight anymore! Zoink! Right out. Back into the ocean. Bye-bye. So, yeah, I guess I didn't realize until Wes Craven died just what an impact he had on such a giant part of my life, which is horror movies. It's sad to see him go, but I try not to, like, I'm not sad in a way that, like, I have an actual, like, emotional connection with Wes Craven as a person. Yeah. Like, it's sad that he's dead because we will no longer benefit from his creativeness or creativity. But, you know, at the end of the day, he doesn't have brain cancer anymore, so yeah. He's probably experiencing shit that is so beyond our imagination.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
I just read something that I knew because I saw this documentary, but I forgot. He was actually a cameraman on Deep Throat.
Yep. Wow.
Well, it says he was involved with many hardcore X-rated films, and while his role in Deep Throat is undisclosed, but he's believed to have been one of the editors or cameramen. Because there's a documentary called Inside Deep Throat, which is a really good documentary.
Yeah.
Because that was like my real only exposure to the movie.
Yeah.
But, you know, we hear about it all the time. And there's also another movie that was based on Linda Lovelace with Amanda What's-Her-Face.
It's called Lovelace. I watched it. Yes. It's a really good movie. Mm-hmm. The first half of the movie is told from the, like, oh, it was all her idea. It was great. It's empowering. And the second half of the movie, you realize that's not the case. Mm-hmm. But it was a great movie.
It's on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Netflix, hopefully.
And I think Inside Deep Throat's still on there, too. That's a really good documentary. And also, you can thank Wes Craven for giving Johnny Depp a film career, because Nightmare on Elm Street was Johnny Depp's first movie. Mm-hmm. So we have him to blame for Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. Thank you, Wes Craven.
If it wasn't for Wes Craven, maybe Johnny Depp would have been a musician like he intended.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, he's still doing it. He played with the White Stripes. He played recently with Marilyn Manson and Ninja from Die Antwoord. Could you imagine all three of them on stage? The fangirls. All the fangirls.
I like Johnny Depp, but I'm really excited about that new movie.
Black Mass. Yeah, oh, holy shit.
For the longest time, I think it was you that said this once, but he's always doing characters.
Yeah.
Especially when he's doing Tim Burton movies.
Yeah.
He's always...
I mean, everyone's seen the meme where it's like, Tim Burton's new movie is Johnny Depp, except Johnny Depp is played by Helena Bonham Carter.
Mm-hmm. There's one that I saw right after Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter split up. It's like, these two are getting a divorce, so who gets custody of Johnny Depp?
That's awesome.
But yeah,
Getting tired of Tim Burton's shit.
I really am.
Getting tired of that shit. I mean, he had some great ones. By the way, Sleepy Hollow just came to Netflix this month, which is one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. My second favorite. Big Fish is obviously my first favorite. Yeah. But Sleepy Hollow is such a fucking amazing movie. Yes, so good.
It is. There was a time when you got Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, and Danny Elfman together, and you had a masterpiece.
And then Corpse Bride happened.
I was going to say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but yeah.
I didn't even like Corpse Bride. I remember my mom, I love her to death. I remember, like, a couple Christmases ago, she was like, I got you. And we always buy each other Christmas ornaments. Mm-hmm. It's like a thing. Everybody gets a Christmas ornament for Christmas. So my mom was like, I got you an ornament this year. Ooh, you're going to love it. And she built it up for like a month. Oh my God, you're going to love your ornament. So I'm like, it's Wizard of Oz related because that's my shit. Mm-hmm. It was a Corpse Bride ornament, and I had to feign excitement so hard. I was just like, oh my God, I love Corpse Bride. I still have to feign excitement. She's like, you put my Corpse Bride, or you put my ornament up. I'm like, yeah, I love it so much. It's not a good movie. It's just boring as fuck.
It really is.
It was. It was not good. It was not Nightmare Before Christmas, and everyone wanted it to be, and it wasn't.
Well, also, that's the problem, is that was when Nightmare Before Christmas it had its resurgence.
Yeah.
And then that movie came out. I was like, oh, it's going to be the next one.
Nope. No, it was just another one that wasn't even that good.
I really, since probably Big Fish, and I'll probably think of something different, but Tim Burton hasn't really done anything that great since Big Fish.
He did Big Eyes, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that. But it doesn't have Johnny Depp and it doesn't have Johnny Depp in it. But
Big Fish was phenomenal. I remember crying at the end of Big Fish like I'd never anticipated crying at a Tim Burton movie. It was so good.
Mm-hmm. It really.
Jessica Lange. I mean, she was fucking good.
One thing I liked about Big Fish is, I can't think of the girl's name, but the girl they got to play the younger Jessica Lange.
Yeah.
Looked just like her.
Yeah.
It looked just like Jessica Lange, especially when she was young. Like, wow.
Jessica Lange, when she was young, was, let me tell you, I don't know if you've seen The Postman Rings twice.
I don't think I have.
You should.
I've seen King Kong.
Steamy. Whoo, steamy. It is such a good movie. Jessica Lange, you're like, God damn, Jessica Lange, God. Have you seen Rob Roy?
Mm-hmm.
That movie is so fucking bad. She is a bad bitch. Like, I mean, she has so much class. Like, it just exudes from her. That it's just, she's so elegant all the time. Like, the rape scene, which is horrific. And she will not let them see her cry. You know, like, he fucking defiles her, and she fixes her hair before she walks out of the room, and she waits for them to leave, and then she walks into the ocean to take a bath and breaks down. Like, she will not let them have that fucking power over her to know that they hurt her. Oh my God, she's so good.
Jessica Lange is awesome. I don't really know why, but she's just awesome. And I started watching Asylum, and I was like, I can't wait till she gets out of this whole, she lets loose, because I can't stand her as that nun.
Yeah, the ending of Asylum was the greatest thing that could have happened to Jessica Lange's character. Like, it was so cathartic. It was great. I started rewatching Asylum recently too, and it was a great season. Unfortunately, I think Coven took a step down as far as, like, storytelling. It didn't have a cohesive story like the first and the second season.
Yeah.
And then Freak Show was kind of up its own ass about singing songs.
That's one thing that irritated me. I've only seen 2 episodes, but one thing that always irritated me that I saw on Facebook or just social media period was, what's going to be the next song? It's like,
yeah, it's
singing
turned
Fiona
into Glee.
Apple. It's like, Yeah, or seeing
I
David
enjoyed
Bowie.
it. Yeah, I enjoyed
I
it.
imagine it's cool, but it's
It
just
really was. And Evan Peters does a Nirvana song. He does. I'm pretty sure he does "Come as You Are." Pretty sure.
I think so.
But I mean, it was good. I wanted to be a horror show. I don't want to watch Glee with fabulous costumes. I mean, that season was beautiful. It was a spectacle. It was phenomenal. It wasn't that scary. And you kind of saw everything coming before it happened. But I think this new season brings horror back to it. So I'm interested to see. I mean, there's a serial killer, there's a couple serial killers. There's vampires. You know, I mean, it has a feeling like season 2 in that so much crazy shit is happening. You know, you have so many different crazy storylines that could take place.
I remember watching Asylum, and it's like, okay, what's this season about? Oh, it's about aliens. Oh, it's about this.
Nazis.
It's about Nazis.
And the devil itself. And
there's like so much going on.
Yeah, there was literally so. I was watching the first episode of the first season, and then we watched the first episode of the second season with my friend Jake. And in both episodes, while we're watching it, he looked at me and was like, "Is this still the first episode?" I'm like, "Yes." This show's first episode of every season is like the craziest shit you've ever seen, because so much happens in 13 episodes, and they set it all up from the opening episode.
One thing I noticed, and I forgot about Murder House. I remembered it in Asylum, but they would use music from like other horror movies, like, you know, of course, Twisted Nerve from is in season 1. It's like Tate's theme.
Very
I remember
well
the one
used.
scene in the first episode, but then as I was watching, it's like it keeps coming back, and the opening music from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Every fucking time it goes back to Lily,
the abortion doctor,
Yeah.
the Montgomerys, Nora and
damn.
fuck.
James?
No.
think no.
James Montgomery, Nora and Dr. someone. I don't know. Nora and Dr. Montgomery.
I remember Nora because she pops up like
And then
every
their son's
episode.
name is Thaddeus, also known as Infantata.
But in and there were other, and the Psycho music. You know, they had a lot of Bernard Herrmann, and in Asylum they had Philip Glass's music from Candyman. And one scene that I just always remember where I don't think she escapes, but I remember she leaves the asylum, and there's Zachary Quinto, and he's looking at her, and
She gives him the bird.
yeah, it's like got that music.
Love
and I'm
it.
Like, I love that music, and it's in this. And I instantly love American Horror Story now just because of that music.
Well,
But it's also good.
A lot of the series pays homage to a lot of the horror movie. Mm-hmm. You know, the filmmakers that came before, like Wes Craven. I mean, Rubber Man was, I wouldn't say he was Ghostface because he didn't, like, he wasn't calling people and talking to him and stuff.
But you wanted to know who the Rubber Man was.
Exactly. He could have been anyone. You know, he was Tate, but he could have also, you thought at some point that he was Zachary Quinto. You thought at some point that he was Dylan McDermott's character. You know, like, he could have been anybody in that suit.
Yeah.
The idea of Rubber Man was not Tate was a murderer. It was Rubber Man was an evil entity. You know, like, it was Tate's evil incarnate.
I have to say, rewatching Murder House, I feel so bad for Tate. I kind of didn't. I don't remember caring.
Here's the thing, like, everyone's like, why does everyone love Tate? He's a mass murderer. Yeah, he is totally a mass murderer, but I don't know if you noticed, kid had a lot of bad shit going on. I mean, his mother was Constance, who killed, like, every one of her kids. She was just the worst mother possible. Like, then, not to, like, on top of that, he's just a fucked up kid, you know? Like, I truly believe that Tate was just fucked up. And could you imagine having one special needs sibling who your parent obviously does not like? I mean, she loved Adelaide, she did, but she talked some shit about her and said hateful shit. So imagine that's your sibling and your mom's talking shit about him all the time, and you love your sibling. He loved Adelaide. That was his sister, you know? And then Beauregard, her other child, who's in the attic, that he gets his mom gets her fucking boyfriend to kill. You know, he knew that. And then there's the other mysterious sibling that they never talk about, because Constance in the first episode, or in the second episode, said that she had 4 children.
Yeah.
We only can account for 3 of them. So you can only guess what happens to the fourth fucker, which I've seen a picture of him online. He was in the series, they cut him out, he was albino, like cross-eyed, looked weird as fuck. I need to know what his story was. I need to know.
They might have... Did they actually shoot any scenes with him?
I think they shot him, but I don't know that they used him. I know he was in promotional pictures.
Because I think they had deleted scenes on the DVD, and I never looked at it.
I will have to find them now. But they do go back and pay homage to like so many of the horror genres and filmmakers before them, that I think that you would like the show a lot just because of that. Like, season 3 was probably like the least like the rest of the series. Like, it was like season 4 was 100% an homage to the movie Freaks.
Yes.
I mean,
that's
100% basically. But season 3 was kind of it was just kind of like a bitch fest.
Yeah, it wasn't really horror. The only horrific shit in season 3, and I like Coven, but to me, the most horrific shit was like the flashbacks with Kathy Bates.
Yeah, Madame Delphine LaLaurie.
Who's a real person.
Yeah, who really did that shit. Let me tell you some stuff they didn't go into the show. The real person took slaves, and she had one that she broke all of their limbs and reset them back fucked up, so the person was a human crab, basically. That they had to crab walk in order to move. That is one of the most sadistic things I've ever heard of, and that's real.
The one thing that, well, anything with babies or kids gets to me, I guess. It's not, I guess it really stems from my ex-wife was really against shit like that. She's kind of hypocritical because she read books where, there was this one book she read where it's a colony of werewolves and they eat the kids at the end. But when she fucking kills the baby and uses the blood,
yeah, brutal.
They don't show it, but there's just enough of it that's like, that disturbs the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that was brutal. But the scariest part is that, you know, I mean, I don't think she was ever known to bathe in blood. That was a Bathory thing that they brought into it. But I mean, she most definitely had holes drilled in people's heads where she had a stick in there and she would just go stir their brain. I mean, that was something that she was known to do. That's proven that she did. Like, that is more horrific. You know, like, she didn't kill people. She tortured the fuck out of them. The way she ended up getting caught was her house caught fire and there was a slave chained to the stove when they found it. And when they found them. And then, like, she fled once her house was on fire because she was like, oh, well, these people gonna find out. And they did. They went into her attic, found the shit, and burned the entire house to the ground. They let that place go. Like, fuck it. They've rebuilt it, but, like, it burned. They were done with her. And then she went to, like, I don't know, she lived in Germany or some crazy shit like that for a while. And what's kind of cool is that they bring her back on the show. But the true Delphine LaLaurie, there's a lot of mystery around how she died. Like, she may have died on a hunting trip and no one ever brought back a body or anything like that. So it's kind of cool to imagine that she is just kind of bumming around somewhere and she did find the fucking secrets of eternal youth. Hopefully it wasn't by drinking people or bathing people's blood or being cursed by a voodoo priestess, but, you know. And also something that's cool is that Marie Laveau is, I mean, there are descendants of Marie Laveau that still live in New Orleans, but there's kind of lore that she is still alive. That there's always someone named Marie Laveau that's bumming around New Orleans. Mm. So that the possibility that she did end up living forever. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Kind of scary, but
yeah.
She didn't, in the show, if she was anything like the show characters, she didn't deliberately go out and look for people.
Yeah, she was I believe she was a hairdresser and that's how she got hair from pretty much everyone. And she also, I don't know if you've ever been to a salon, bitches like to talk to their hairdresser.
Mm-hmm.
They will talk some shit. So that's how also she got a lot of her clients, I'm sure. Oh, that some bitch, I got something for him. Come to my house tonight and bring a dozen eggs. I don't know, some crazy shit. And a dove. So that was the most interesting stuff that they had going on, was the fact that New Orleans has such crazy, magical, wild history. I just felt like it was kind of like boring, and the best character of it was killed in the most bullshit way. So
Brandon's blowing up my phone.
he misses us.
Anyway, well, I mean, we probably should wrap it up
Yeah.
because we're going on 3 hours.
Fuck yeah. That's a good conversation. But on closing, I'm glad he existed. I think that the one thing, I know it's the one thing I want for the world, is that after I die, for the world to have been a different place than it was, and a better place than it was after I left, or after I was born. You know, I want to affect some sort of change on the planet that will be felt after I'm gone. I think that's probably everybody's goal in the end, at the end of life, is to leave something behind, and this guy left a fucking legacy. You know, I don't know.
What the fuck was that?
What was that? I don't know, but it was terrifying.
That was my mic.
Whew, Jesus. That was Wes Craven, everybody. He just dropped in to drop the mic. He said, and I'm out. And he dropped the mic.
But yeah. Yeah, and you would think a horror guy. I've seen like so many interviews with the different actors where they sit there and think, oh, he made all these horror movies, so he's got to be creepy. And apparently he was a super nice guy.
No, and
I think that's probably how most horror directors are.
And you know, even though they're horror movies, they brought me hours of enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I'm the world is a better place because Wes Craven was here.
He brought out fear, but also
fun.
That's not all his movies were about.
They were a break from reality, to be honest. Like that's what most movies are. But he gave you a magical thing to be scared of instead of a horrific thing that's happening around you. It was an escape from the everyday horror to something that was fantastical.
Yeah. But even you could probably find something that you like in any of his movies. Maybe not all of them, but there's Scream. I mean, Scream wasn't just slicing and dicing.
No.
I mean, like we said, like Courtney Cox and David Arquette.
It's a love story, and it was well written. There was dialogue.
You had Dewey and Gale in those movies, and if you like the sweet romance and you like to see the progression, it's not straightforward, up in your face all the time,
right?
Because it's a horror movie. But I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
You know, they get together. It's kind of a cute meet, sort of. And then they break up in between movies, and it's like, I never had the whole "I can't live without you" shit, but they just kept getting back together.
Yeah, but I think it was. I mean, I fucking love Screams, all the Screams. Nightmare on Elm Street's great. I just think that it's sad that we won't get to see any more from his mind, but I couldn't ask for more than what he left us. That was, that's really anyone could ask for. I mean, we've talked 3 hours about stuff that he has inspired.
Yeah.
So I think, I can't say it again, but I'm just privileged to have lived in a time when he was available to do what he did.
He apparently did a French anthology movie too.
Was he French?
No, don't even ask me to pronounce it. But it's
Voulez-vous coucher avec toi?
Yeah,
C'est soi.
It's like a bunch of directors, and they're mostly like, Gus Van Sant. I recognize him. And the Coen brothers.
Huh.
Gerard Depardieu. Which is, he's French. I recognize that name.
Thanks to John Oliver, I cannot Google any image of Gerard Depardieu. They are all phenomenally hilarious. All of them. You cannot Google one of them and it's a bad picture. They are all hilarious. They're so funny. I challenge everyone right now. I don't know if our listeners have watched the John Oliver episode, but there's an episode where he just shows a bunch of pictures of Gerard Depardieu. So I took it upon myself to try and also Google it, and he was like, "You will not be disappointed by any of the pictures. I can guarantee you that is true. You will not be disappointed by one of these pictures. They're all hilarious."
Well, anyway, look that up.
Yeah, watch some Wes Craven. Send us some feedback.
Yes.
What's your favorite Wes Craven? What's your favorite scary movie made by Wes Craven?
I reached out to a bunch of people trying to get them to come on, and they either were too busy or they didn't know anything about Wes Craven.
Shame on you. Go watch Wes Craven movie.
It's like, oh, I saw Scream once, and it's like,
where have you been living? Under a rock?
Whatever. It's fine. I think we talked enough about it. So,
well, thanks for having me on your podcast. We'll have to do one about Mad Max, in which I just nerdgasm about Furiosa for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I could do it.
I'm pretty sure we'll... Well, I don't really even think of... When you say have you on, we're all our own little group. So, when you and Brandon occasionally, you've been on, this is like your 4th episode.
Yeah.
So it's like we got Hargrove Internet Radio. It's
we'll
a
do
unit.
It again.
It's a network. Whatever.
We'll watch that movie Take Shelter, and we'll do this again. You got to watch that movie. That shit is unreal.
Yes. Okay, I will. That's on Netflix, right?
I believe it's HBO Go.
I'll find a way to watch it.
It's good as fuck.
But thank you for all the listeners.
Yeah.
And sitting through, if you're at this point,
you made it.
Almost
you have a
3
special
hours.
prize.
And we're going to close with some Wes Craven music.
Sounds good.
All right. Check us out at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's just a dream PC, and it's not PC. YouTube. You can check it. I think I said Stitcher already, but I'm gonna say it again. You can listen on iTunes and Stitcher, and stay tuned because we're. I say we, but then again, I just said we're all one big unit.
Yeah.
We got stuff in the works.
Big things.
Big
top things.
So, stay tuned for that, and thank you for listening and watching if you're watching on YouTube. And that is all.
Good night.
Okay.